I have to know.
Water. Yes. What?
I have to know.
Oh, what? What else I bought?
Yeah.
Hair conditioner.
What?
Nothing.
No, he's got that. He's got Central there.
I said.
I got it.
Well, let me tell you, my head hurts from the headphones and this hat, and the hat is very loose right now. I loosened the hat because I knew I'd have to wear it today. I hadn't been wearing the hat all week long, and I haven't had a drink since Tuesday. Since Tuesday, yes. Finger of God.
Hold on, right now I'm looking. Is it like Wednesday morning?
No, I'm talking since last Tuesday.
Wow.
I have not had an iota of alcoholic beverage.
Oh, that's great.
No, not for that reason. Tonight, I'm drinking like a fish.
Damn it.
I am going to get hammered tonight.
Why haven't
because
you?
I'm allowed to. It was under a certain doctor's orders that I not drink for a week because it thins the blood. And because of what I had done, I didn't need any unnecessary bleeding that was involved.
All right, wait a minute. You did something.
Yes.
That would thin that you didn't need to bleed from.
Yeah.
But you're wearing a hat because your head. I don't get it.
I get it.
What?
Can I say it?
Go ahead, say it.
Plugs, hair plugs.
Not plugs.
Plugs. No, plugs would be me in D.C. this Friday.
Right.
Or Atlantic City in January. Those are plugs.
You're talking in ancient vernacular.
Plugs.
Plugs. No, I did visit the medical hair restoration. I did go. And boy, what a treat.
Well, you got a thick head of hair.
No, I don't. I have a big bald spot in the back, dummy.
Can we see? Let me see.
No, well, wait a minute. Hold the phone.
What happened?
So now I look like a monk with a rash.
Are you having hair restoration done? I didn't even know you
had
needed
it done.
Oh, you did?
Of course I... If one more person tells me they never saw the back of my goddamn head...
And my hand was always there while you were...
That's true, and that's why I lost the hair. Very rough hands.
You always have a hat on. I've showered with you in that hat.
That's exactly why. I always had the hat on. And it was always just when I have to go, like I went to the wedding. And I couldn't wear a hat, obviously. And then if you're standing behind me, you're like, whoa. Because I know, I look in the mirror, I see. When I get a haircut and they give me the two mirrors to look, I see. And I lasted quite a while because my father was completely bald at like 22 years old. My brother went bald, he shaved his head. I'm not a shave your head kind of guy unless I'm laying in a hospice.
Yeah.
I don't have the look for a shaved head.
You look like the machinist.
Yes. So I decided to check it out. And see, a lot of people, like Rich, think back to the 70s, they're saying like hair plugs. And this isn't a commercial. Believe me, sales is going to be pissed that I didn't approach them and do this. But I did this all on my own. So it's not a plug. I paid full price, so it's not plugola. It's not hair plugola.
Listen.
But it's what?
If they take another piece of hair and plug it in your head, I don't care what you call it, it's plugs.
How does
plugs
it work?
were, here's what plugs were. Here's what plugs were, dummy.
Okay.
They took a cookie cutter the size of a bottle cap and cut out chunks of the back of your head in big round circles and then stuck them in the front of your head, and it looked like doll hair. You'd have 100 things of hair growing out of one big lumpy scar tissue on your scalp.
It's a start.
That is what they used to do. What they do now is it took 10 hours to do this. 10 hours.
Wow.
First thing you do is lay down in a massage-like table.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, your face is down in the massage table kind of a thing.
Cool.
Then
Is there someone trying to pay off a slavery ship debt? Speaking poor English? Oh, okay.
This was right on Central Park South, my friend. Nice, reputable place. And they cut from what they call the donor area. It is the area back. You ever see somebody that's horseshoe bald?
Yes.
Where they just have the hair over the ears and in the back.
Yeah.
That hair, all that hair is genetically engineered where it doesn't ever come out. Doesn't fall out. You can't go bald there unless you have a disease or some crap.
Really?
But male pattern baldness, it doesn't affect those hairs. So they cut a big swath out of there, and then they stitch it shut. And your scalp stretches, so it stretches.
So they numb your head.
They numb the crap out of your head with Novocaine.
They put needles in your head?
Needles in my head. I heard crunching noises.
How much did the needles hurt?
The first few were kind of painful, but then once your head goes numb, it's numb. You're like Voss. It numbs.
I know that feeling.
Numbskull. They call it Vossing the patient. So they put a bunch of Novocaine in there, and then they take a scalpel and cut this big swath just about from ear to ear.
Wow.
And on the back of your head, on that hair that never falls out.
Okay.
And then they take it and, like I said, stitch that shut. And then they dissect the piece that they took out. They cut it into separate, here's where it's not plugs, separate follicles, individual follicles, which each follicle either has 1, 2, or 3 hairs growing out of it. So they separate them all into 1, 2s, and 3s.
How long does that take for them to separate follicles?
A long time. You lay in there, and there's 3 people working under microscopes cutting these follicles out of this patch that they took and getting 1, 2s, and 3s and putting them together. The 1s and 2s are used for the front, for like a hairline, so it doesn't look fake. And then the 3s are used to fill up bulk area in the back. That's pretty much what I needed. I didn't want a hairline like, I'm 25 years old or something like that. I want a regular hairline for someone my age. But they filled in a little up front.
Wow.
A little on the front line. But I needed most in the back because I was watching the Letterman appearance recently. And I walk out, and it's the over-the-shoulder camera, and I just go, Jesus Christ. Got to do something about that. Just this glaring white light coming off my head. So I checked everything out, went down there, talked to the consultant. He said I'm a good candidate because I have curly hair, which blends in really well, and
Sure.
and I have like thick, very full hair that grows fast in the back. And they took that, popped it up top, and popped some in the front by where the receding was and stuff like that. And for the past week, I've had a big gangsta bandana on my head, and this is the first day I'm wearing the hat, which is it's hurting a little. It's kind of like hurting the stitches in the back.
So they cut when they cut a piece out of the back. How do they know? Like, I guess they know because they've done it. But like, what if they don't cut enough? Like, what if there's not enough to fill your head out?
Oh no, they know exactly how much they're cutting out. I got about 2,500 follicles taken out and put in. I said, go for the max. Fill that up.
How many can they do at a time?
Just short of about 3,000.
No. But I mean, like, if you had 2,500 cut out, do they have to do each one?
Dude, individually. Each one is placed with the grain of your hair, too. Like the direction, if you have a cowlick or your hair grows a certain way, they put it in that direction. So they place each follicle completely individually of anything else. The guy goes with what looks like a hole punch, and after they're done Novocaining your head, they take this thing and poke thousands of holes in your head. It's just tick, 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 and you hear like...
Ew.
You hear it. You don't feel it, but you hear like this crunching noise. And then once they do that, they're wiping it down constantly and spraying it with saline to keep everything wet. And then they take these follicles that are sitting in saline, and then one at a time, place them in each part. Take a look, a few more holes where they figure you might need some more hair.
I see.
Then they put it in, and they fashion like a natural-looking hairline if that's what you need. Like I really didn't need like a front hairline. But some people do. They need an entire front hairline done. I needed just the back filled up because, from the back it was just... Ugh.
What's to stop him from falling out? If they're just placing him in...
Well, for a week, I've had to sit up. I had to sleep at a 45-degree angle with something on my head. I've had to put like these gauze on, a wet saline gauze wrapped in cellophane, and then after 5 days they take, and it's healed. But in the meantime, if you bend over or strain yourself, you could pop. That's why I didn't go to the range with my gun. I had a nice new gun. There'd have been follicles up at the roof of the
Do you know
above me.
How hilarious! Achoo! Fuck! $10,000 worth of work.
They just come flying out of your head.
Oh my! I've never wanted to push somebody down steps so bad.
Oh, and just watch their follicles.
You were telling me that showering was a lot of fun too.
Yeah, showering is just like the first time I had to take a shower. You take a gauze pad and put this shampoo on it, and then you just gently tap the top of your head with the little shampoo-y thing, and then you can't put your head under the shower. You have to fill a little cup up and slowly pour it over your head. And then I started thinking about it, what was going on and why it was stinging, and I started getting all queasy and nauseous, and I thought I was going to pass out or throw up. And I'm thinking, if I puke, these things are going to be all on the top of the toilet seat. I'm just going to throw up, and they're going to fly out of my head. So I just ran still completely wet and laid down in bed, just going, don't puke. So I didn't puke, but now we got to take a break soon.
Dude, you're okay. So they put these things in your head, and a week later they take. Are they in now? Okay.
Yeah, they're in.
But how do you know?
Now it's well.
I mean, you had to have lost some of them, right? I mean,
no. As far as I know, I did.
Can I see the back of your head? It looks.
So you had 2,500.
See, it looks real bad though because they shaved the back where it was.
I don't want to look.
See, they shaved where it was. See, it's still a place. See?
Okay.
See that?
Oh wow! It looks like looks like Anthony has head AIDS.
I know.
Yes.
The top of his head.
I have
it looks,
head AIDS.
It looks really scabby. It looks like someone skinned his knee.
Yes, it's very scabby.
Yeah.
But those come off when you shampoo and stuff. But there's those little bristles of hair that were never there.
So
that was gone.
So that's going to really grow in.
That was gone. So it grows in, in like 6 months or something like that. It all grows back. And then I got the hair on the back of my head. I don't have the big friggin' white bald spot. Man. So, yeah, I just figured, I got sick of looking at pictures and videos and just, hair. Yeah.
That's cool.
Hated it. So, yeah, that's the second thing I bought.
Wow, okay.
And that cost me more than the guns.
Was it?
Wow.
And how painful? After, do you have headaches every day?
No, it's not headaches. You don't get a headache. It's not that internal pain. It's scalp kind of stinging kind of a thing. Pain. Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
But there it is.
You don't want to look like you're wearing a yarmulke.
No, I didn't want a hair hat. No comb-overs. I wasn't shaving it. It's my own goddamn hair. And it grows and cut it and whatever.
That's great.
Right. 10 years from now, you had that big patch of hair on the back of your head.
No, that's been. But you know what it is? I lost hair to a certain point, and that was it. That was it.
But now your scalp is smaller. You have a smaller scalp. They stretched your scalp.
No, they stretched it. It's bigger. No, they didn't stretch it that much. It doesn't stretch. But yeah, we got to take a break.
Okay.
I'm going crazy over here with the. Finally happened. I got a ticket. Yeah, I got nailed last night driving home.
Well, last week we were talking about your supercar weekend.
Supercar weekend.
And you admitted that you may or may not have gotten a car up to about 180 over the weekend.
Yeah.
And now, a week later, you got a ticket. Yeah, finally.
Finally got, finally got it. Got pulled over last night driving home. And, I got 95 and a 55. Oof. He hit me, too. Got me for no front plate. It's like, once you write someone up for 95 and a 55, perhaps you could just kind of look away from, I don't have a front plate on my car. Excuse me.
No, where were you going?
I was going home.
And
from Mommy's.
Black cop, white cop?
No, the guy was writing the demo. You know,
Wow,
knew the
okay.
show. It was one of those, just nothing worked.
He didn't care.
What are you going to do?
Well, he knew the show.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Pulled out every friggin' thing I could try. I just didn't want to. He was very courteous and everything. It wasn't like he was, an ass or anything. He was very nice, but.
You were wearing the police uniform that the NYPD gave you, right?
Oh, yeah. I had my lights on the car and everything.
All right,
I was
good,
in
yeah.
a cruiser.
Man, he must have had a bad day then.
He must have.
Maybe
because,
his mommy's not around for Mother's Day, and he had to take it out on you because, most of us get PBA cards. Wow, I had no idea what the NYPD hands out if they really like you.
Well,
my God.
A little bit of everything.
I think you're part of the police force.
I am indeed one of an officer.
Yeah.
Law officer.
He has Justin Volpe's plunger.
I just pull that out, sniff the end.
Yeah.
I'm good. You can let me go.
What did you say? You said, how did you say I'm from Opie and Anthony? And he said, what did he say?
How embarrassing.
Well,
that's why I never pull that card because I can't.
Dude.
I can't take rejection from a cop.
95 and a 55. I'm going to try everything.
No, I understand.
Everything. I pulled out, I'm like, I got friends in the precinct. I got my PBA cards and stuff. And, it didn't work. And he said, where are you coming from? And I told him, come from my mother's house on Mother's Day. And he was like, what are you going so fast for? I was like, I got to get home. I got to get to sleep. I get up early for my show. That's what I do. I kind of
You
gotta work it in.
You can't as soon as the officer comes to your side.
No,
window,
I am on a show.
From Opie and Anthony.
I'm on a show.
You got to kind of casually work it in, like, hey, yes.
So it's like, yeah, Opie and Anthony show. Oh, you're Anthony. I'm like, yeah.
And you're like,
all right.
Nice, I'm off the hook.
Goes, hold on a minute. Goes back to the car. I'm just, and then I realized he was in the car too long. Time's ticking. I'm just sitting there going, oh boy. So he comes back and wrote me up.
But he didn't even give you nothing. He didn't knock any of it off.
He didn't knock anything off.
Ugh,
like I said, he wrote me up for the speed.
I think he added a mile or two.
I didn't have my insurance card with me. I may have an old one.
Yeah.
I got the new one. It's, I'm insured, believe me. So he wrote me up for uninsured. And he wrote me up for no plate on the front. I'm not going to put a plate. And I always said, I'm not putting a plate on the front of the Shelby. I'm just not going to do it. So I'll eat that ticket. I don't care. I'll pay it. But the Speedo is like, wow. Oof.
Don't you have to go to court for that?
Yeah.
That's a court one.
That's a few points and maybe jail time. I don't know what that is.
That's not writing a check and sending it in the mail. That's
a tough one.
You got to put your court suit on.
Could knock a few miles off.
He didn't knock a thing off, man.
Cool.
Not a thing. He was just...
What could you get for a 95 and a 55?
Well, I think you go to jail.
No.
You can't go to jail.
And I think...
Like reckless driving or something.
I think twice over speed limit is jail.
I don't know. I think it's 25 over.
25 over and you can get
25 over
jail.
is bad. Yeah.
You're not getting jail.
Nah, for 80 miles an hour and a 55?
It's 95 and a 55.
I'm saying that's 25 over there.
Yeah.
That's where jail starts?
I don't know. Oh, you can lose your license, someone's saying, but I'm reading it off of, the internets.
The internets?
So, yeah, I don't think...
well, that kind of put a damper on your old weekend, huh?
Well, it was the tail end of it. So, what are you going to do? Saturday, I did nothing. I had a nothing Saturday, which is great.
It's about time you had a nothing. You almost had a nothing weekend if it wasn't for this ticket, right?
I finally got out of bed when my hips hurt. I was just like, ow, I got to get out of bed. I hurt.
Wait,
I was getting bed sores. It was just time to leave the bed.
Wait, if you had a nothing Saturday, that means you had a something Friday.
Yeah, Friday
was a little rough?
Friday might have been a little raucous.
See, I didn't catch that when you were telling me in the office. I'm thinking...
8 points?
You get 8 points on your license for a 95 and a 55?
So it can be 8 points. I can't have 8 points.
8 points is...
Danny, yes?
Well, 40 miles over the legal limit is 8 points. 40 or more is an immediate 11 points, and I think they revoke your license.
Come on!
That's
Who's going home?
It would be hilarious if you have to go to driver's ed.
No, it's not hilarious.
With all the little 15-year-old girls, man.
All right, I'll go. I'll suck it up and I'll go to the classes. I think I need to be educated.
I would laugh my ass off if you have to get your license all over again with pimple-faced kids.
Oh,
you know what? As much as that guy is a prick, I'm really grateful he did what he did.
Shut up, Mister. Educate me, and
we're
trying to slow me down.
Keep the radio show going for me.
Yeah, listen to the signs. They're all around you. This one is a biggie. You got to slow down just a little bit there, Anthony. In general,
Yeah.
you gotta be aware of the signs. Let's say hi to.
Oh, look at that.
Now you're gonna get all sorts of info here. Bill on Long Island. Bill.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey.
I just got a ticket on Saturday coming home from work. An 85 and a 55. Now, I was just 30 miles an hour over the limit, so it's just you pay it, mail it in, no court, no lose your license. 31 miles an hour over, that's when they can take your license away.
Damn it.
I knocked a few off mine.
You're at risk of losing your license, my friend.
For one Speedo?
Yep.
Give me a break.
Thank you. Steve from Bayshore writes, now we know what the 511 stands for on Ant's hat, the day his ass finally got ticketed.
Oh, yesterday was 511.
You've been wearing the sign for the last year.
Damn it.
It's been right on your
I
hat.
knew it had some significance.
You would think if you wore a 511 hat, then on 511, you would probably just stay home.
I should take it easy.
Yeah.
God damn, I can't lose my license.
A lot of people saying it's 8 points. Let's say hi to Tim in Pennsylvania. Tim, what's up?
Tim?
Hey, good morning, boys.
Good morning, Tim.
Anthony, hate to tell you, buddy.
Are you calling from Real Radio?
Wow. This is real audio, yeah.
I mean, Real Audio.
Real audio. Version 1.0.
I had to yell out that line because I can't hear you, buddy.
What do you got, Tim?
Every Monday.
Obviously,
I
a
turn on my
sneaker
radio,
phone.
and- I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, go
Or a
ahead.
football phone. That's 0 for 2. Why don't you start crashing me? It would help me out here. All right, what do you got, Tim?
Every Monday, Anthony gets on talking about how he's going this excessive speed and how he gets away with. I think the police at this point are probably sick of it, and they probably have a.
I think what Tim's saying, you're going to have to call from a better phone, Tim. You're driving everyone nuts. It's your own fault, Ant. You asked for it. That's what Tim is
He's
saying.
calling from the future.
Yeah. Mike from Whitestone. Mike?
Mike?
You know, Anthony,
Hey.
I listened to you talking about all your driving antics.
Yeah,
Driving
antics.
crazy, driving like a nut and everything. 95 miles an hour, you know, God forbid you hit somebody and kill someone.
I don't hit somebody. I drive very nice at 95. I'm a good driver when I speed. Trust me.
You know, you think you're an IndyCar driver or
Yep.
something the way you
No, I don't. It's NASCAR. IndyCar's silly on the highways. It's more of a NASCAR thing.
Mike, you got to get it right, too, because for Anthony going 95, he doesn't feel like he's doing anything.
No, that feels like
last
55.
last weekend he was doing oh boy, Mike. Last week he was doing 180 on the highways.
Mike's mouth is doing 95. Let me tell you.
driving that goes 180.
That's right, Mike. You raise a good point.
Mike,
Shut up, he does not.
You know you just talked through everybody, right?
I'm sorry about
You plowed through. We were sitting here trying to listen to you, and then when we tried to talk at 95, you plowed through us.
Sorry about that. But I mean, you know something, Anthony?
Yeah.
And the arrogance with all your cash
Yep.
to even think
up,
about
Jimmy.
flashing a card. I mean, you should be embarrassed to do something like that. You shouldn't have those things in the first place. And
What?
I would give you double the ticket.
Yep.
Why don't you go take your mother and lay her down and have sex with her?
After
And
yours,
and
how's that?
in the you know, I'd rather say it a different way, but have sex with your mother.
Anthony, Mike.
Go have sex with your mother, Mike.
Anthony, Mike's just telling the truth here. What could I tell you?
He is not.
There's a bit of
Mike's
arrogance.
an ass.
There's a bit
There
of
is no arrogance.
in your life these days.
I can't drive 55.
You needed someone to maybe teach you a little bit.
One
of a
foot on the
lesson.
brake and one on the gas. Hey,
Remedy for it, though. I got the remedy for it. Drive 100 into a wall, then you'll have no problem driving 55 anymore.
Well, Mike, that's not a good answer.
wow.
You're gonna have to deal with the phones. I'm very surprised.
I don't like this guy.
Well, there's a whole bunch of them.
They're all coming out of the woodwork going, oh, good. Good for you.
I thought you would have some sympathy this morning, but no, they've been waiting for this day for a while.
Go
It's like-
screw.
Paul in Jersey, what's up?
Hey, Ed.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys.
Hi,
Good
Paul.
morning.
You had it coming your way, buddy. You were pushing in everybody's face how you were getting off the hook.
I wasn't pushing it. I was reporting what was happening. I wasn't pushing anything in anyone's face. I was trying to drive home.
I don't want to hear you cry about it now then either, all right?
Who's crying, you dick? Who's crying?
So wait. Are you saying that? Hold on, dude. Are you saying that because Anthony did kind of get away with it so many times, it's just his turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just look at Jimmy last week lost his mind because you cursed on, live on the air.
It was about time. You were just looking out for you. That's all, pal.
You're basically saying that Anthony's been a braggart lately, and it's about time he got his.
Hey.
I'm with you there.
Got his comeuppance.
Yeah, you got your. Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
You know what happened, Ant? You've been
What?
bragging about going 180 miles an hour on the Long Island
I wasn't
Expressway.
bragging.
You know when that guy pulled you over last week, and you got 2 warnings. 2 different cops pulled you over last
Yes.
weekend. You got 2 warnings. A week later, you're getting a 95 and a 55. You don't think you were on their master computer? Let this guy off because he's part of the Opie and Anthony show, but let's watch this guy closely.
I was in a different car.
Yeah, but as soon as they probably popped your license into the system, and they
And
probably
said-
in the notes area they're like, if you get, we have to give this
Write
guy
him up.
Finally,
Might have been. You might be right.
State won't take away your license. If he was a fan, well, here's Greg on Long Island. Greg.
Yeah, you said that the cop was a fan, right?
Well, I said I wasn't sure if he was a fan. He knew of the show, is all I'm saying.
Maybe he was siding with Jimmy and just tried to tell you to cut the shit.
Whoa!
Well, you can put it in a different way. You could actually say cut the crap.
Yeah.
Or cut the nago.
Yeah, well, whatever you want to say. But the thing is, I think he could have knocked a couple of MPH off of the thing. It's a little...
All right, let's go to Don the trucker. Don, what's up?
Hey, Dom.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey.
Hey, I was just kind of wondering, with all your gadgets and your gizmos and your guns and your computers, why in the hell didn't you invest in the radar detector, pal?
I go too fast for radar detectors. I really do.
Really?
Yeah, it's good for a few miles an hour over, but by the time I see it, I'm done. I'm cooked.
You could actually go too fast for a radar detector? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Hey, I drive a truck, man. I'm an outlaw trucker. I've got one. You wouldn't believe the technology with the radar detector.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question with the radar detector. If like, you're probably the only guy around at that point, but even if you do hear it, can't you slow down enough where he might not be sure exactly what car it is if there's a bunch of
Maybe.
cars?
Maybe.
Yeah, you have plenty of time, man. There's plenty of time to slow down.
Jam on the brakes.
Yeah.
I think it was because I was getting around some traffic at the time, I wasn't zigging and zagging like severe, but, I was I right lane, and then slowly just ooze into the middle lane, and then the right lane again, and then over to the left.
You're not
and then the middle.
Slowly oozing to the middle lane.
I wasn't squeezing between cars, if that's what you mean. I wasn't doing that.
You were zigging and zagging.
I wasn't zigging and zagging. I was changing lanes, and I was using my directional.
Yeah.
I'm good like that.
Hey, man, a few bucks, good judge, you can get it reduced.
All right, Don, thank you.
Yeah, man.
I hope so.
He's like old school country, that
Gotta
guy.
work this out.
How many hits did Don have on the country charts back in the day? Fontaine, what's up?
Good morning, boys.
Good morning.
Hey, man.
Bert Convey, didn't you know you could settle it right there in Brainerd?
Yeah, you should just.
Yeah, I should have said that. Maybe we could take care of it right here in Brainerd. I was thinking maybe, I want to be in compliance.
right here in Smithtown.
Yeah, I want to be in compliance. So maybe I was thinking we could take care of it right here, in Brainerd. No.
Let's say good morning to Cleveland and
Step
say
out of
hi.
the car, please, sir.
It's like being compliant, that dumb look on his face.
Be in compliance. Well, I didn't put my tags on. Stupid Buscemi is great in that.
Let's say hi to
Come
Chuck.
on, man.
Chuck.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Chuck.
Yeah, Anthony, you said that cop didn't cut you any slack, but a little bit ago you said you'd been drinking too much. You think maybe he cut you a whole bunch of slack?
Yeah, you did say.
Let me think about this.
Wow.
Perhaps I was intoxicated.
You said,
and he didn't give me a DWI. He just wrote me up for traffic. No, I didn't leave drunk.
You did say you drank a lot at your mom's, though. You kind of said
Earlier in the afternoon when I was there.
We can't erase that from the record. You personally said that right around 6:07.
Let me tell you what I do, though.
6:08.
I stop and I drink club soda for hours before I leave. Hours. I was fine.
And you're a small gentleman. It could not
Small?
have dissipated yet.
A small guy? I am.
All right.
Don't like that, Anthony.
Huh? Yeah.
All right, let's go to Philly. Brian and Philly, what's up?
What's up, boys?
Hey.
Hey, man.
I just wish there was a recorder device on the cop to hear Antonio groveling.
Groveling?
Where's the
Just
sympathy
saying
for
that.
Anthony
I'm
today?
Antonio
There's
from
none.
Opie and
Everyone
Anthony
is
show.
finally just
Antonio.
saying,
Hi,
we've
boys.
had it with you.
Where's the
We've
sympathy?
had it. This is everybody that gets tickets for doing anything wrong, and they've listened to me going off
Getting
every
away with
weekend.
murder, basically.
And they are now getting their day.
I'm Anthony from the Opie and Anthony show. I have a PBA card. I know Keith, and he starts doing voices. Well, maybe.
Let's not write me up. How fast are you going? I don't remember. Yes.
Let's go to Steve on Long Island. Steve.
You don't have to give me a ticket. Limited tickets.
Angry
Morning,
Vince.
boys.
How important is the pen in writing a ticket? You're fired. There's no reason to write me up, officer. No reason. You know what? You think I'm going to pay this ticket? There's no chance in it.
Hey, Steve, what's up?
I don't have to pay tickets. Do you know who I am? A jackass. Didn't work.
Nothing worked, huh?
Nothing.
Steve?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Listen, Anthony, New York State has a driver responsibility fee. Not only are you going to get bagged for the fine, they're also going to bag you for going a certain number of points over a limit on your license. So, not only do you have to pay the fine, you got to pay the state for the privilege of keeping your license. For every, I think it's $150 every point over 4 or 5.
Look, I don't care about paying. I don't want points on my license.
But Anthony, they're taking money from you twice. Kind of like your ex-wife.
I want to do that.
Taking money twice, dude.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I got to slow
have
down.
the problem.
I just got to
I have
slow
the
down.
problem. I'm a chronic speeder also, so I know it's bad.
All right, Steve, thank you so much. More phone calls standing by. Everybody wants in on the fact that Anthony got nailed going 95 and a 55. His PBA cards, his police uniform, his placards, his special license plates.
Nothing worked.
Nothing worked this time around. And the guy was a fan of the show. He could care less.
We only knew the show, yeah, so.
I think it's because of all the bragging you've been doing on the air. You know,
I'm not bragging.
but for these people that are, like, happy today, like, Anthony's giving you great radio by talking about the fact
There, but for the grace of God, you. Those that live in glass houses, you.
That's right.
he didn't
That's
have
right.
to admit that he went 180 last weekend. He got pulled over twice with warnings.
I was just, people asked how was a supercar weekend. So I told them. I gave them a whole story. Wasn't bragging. It's part of my job. I have a radio show. I talk about what I do.
But I think
and I whine now.
I think some of the law enforcement officers out there took note, though.
Yeah.
And said, look, we got to be watching for this guy.
Damn it.
We pull him over again. We got to give him a ticket this time around.
All right, look. Don't pull me over anymore. That's all I'm asking you.
How about just slow down a little bit?
No. Here's the deal. Don't pull me over anymore, and then you don't have to give me a ticket.
All right.
What? You don't like that?
You're insane.
I was trying. It is kind of silly.
Did you at least shoot your guns this weekend?
Oh, God. Yeah, I was driving home. I had to, I can't take my Shelby out. The car needs to go fast. It just needs to.
Yeah.
That's why all weekend long I was like, I'm taking the truck out because I don't want to get in trouble. I was checking myself. I'm like, I'm taking the truck out because I don't want to. I know this car. But it was nice out. Father's Day. I figure I head out to see the family and take the Shelby. So I take it out there. Fine on the way out. I'm driving back. And Suffolk Highway gets me. And this is a weird thing because I've always talked about this. He had someone. They're pulled over on the side of the road, and his lights are on. He's got a car in front of him.
Yeah.
So he's pulled over. For me, that's a free pass. You know, I hate when people slow down in that situation because he's got somebody.
He's busy.
Don't worry about it. So I go, flying past him at 88 miles an hour. No, I wasn't in a DeLorean. I wish I would have gone back in time and slowed down a bit. You ass. Yeah, 88 miles an hour. And I see him pull out. And I'm like, oh, damn it, he just finished up with this person. And now he sees me fly by, and he's on me. And, he got on me so fast. Because, I slowed down. Pulls me over.
Yeah, but that's when you see what your car could really do.
No, then it's big trouble.
That's what I'm thinking.
Once you're caught, you're caught. I'm not like that. I'm not crazy running from the cop guy.
You get that Shelby up to 100, 110, and you get a few exits ahead of him, and then
they'll call off the pursuit.
And then you exit quickly about 70, 75 miles an hour around one of those hairpin turns, and then you're good. Then you take
for the roadblock that's going to be set up when I'm trying to get home.
Then you take a quick right and then a quick left into the neighborhood and just hang out.
Is that it?
Oh yeah.
How old are you?
Getaway style.
17.
Is he Smokey and the Bandit?
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Well, no, I pulled over when I saw the lights. Silly me.
You're dumb.
So he gets out and, of course, just instantly starts berating me. What was I doing? Why was I driving so fast? Blah, blah, blah. I don't have many answers to these questions. I'm just like, in my head, I want to go. I'm driving a Shelby. It goes fast, so I go fast.
Yeah, but Opie's right. I mean, if you got that car and you're driving fast, you only drive fast when nobody's chasing you? I mean, you step on it.
Yeah,
see what happens. You get the money, take the hit.
Yeah. I am not taking the hit. The hit, by the way, is getting my face put in the pavement, a cop knee in my neck, and cuffs put on.
That's a man.
I'm not gonna. That's a man, all right.
You got guns, you got fast cars. Now
right.
Finish it
Start
off
using them. What am I, Bonnie and Clyde over here?
That's the risk of driving a Shelby really quickly.
Yeah.
You got to take the hit every once in a while.
Take the hit. You got a hot chick.
I'm with Bobby.
Have her change wedding dresses in the front seat.
Smoking the Bandit.
Take the hit.
No.
And you have to scream things like, "You'll never get me alive, copper."
Year is this? The 30s?
Right.
Take off your T-roofs that you don't have.
My Tommy gun.
That's right. Drop marbles in the road so it messes up his pursuit a little bit. Everyone carries around marbles.
Yeah,
right?
that'll work.
Don't tell Anthony to get stuff put on his car because he'll have a smoke machine, and some oil slick.
Yeah, oil slick. Could set it up like James Bond, please? No, I get pulled over, and the cop gets out. Just, like I said, starts berating me. Between me and Jill, we have a lot of
alcohol in your system.
No, PBA cards.
You have a lot of star power.
A lot of star power and star power. PBA cards.
Oh, you got
contacts.
You got to finish your sentences faster. You shouldn't pause at all, ever.
When you get pulled over, do you actually turn on the Opie and Anthony show just in case he...
Yeah, that's what I do. I turn it on and go, "Hey, listen to me for a while."
That's me. See, right there. See, that was me. I was just funny. So you got a lot of star power between the two of you, and you got the PBA cards.
We got a lot of contacts,
okay.
PBA cards, things that you hope might, ease the situation a bit.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
I'm not talking about,
headshot
being above the law. I'm just talking about maybe ease the situation.
That's not what you were saying in the office. You told everyone you're above the law.
I say things in the office a lot. Not supposed to make the air.
Oh.
So I made the mistake of saying, "Yes, sir, I understand I was speeding. I'm just trying to get home. We do have to get up early for the show tomorrow." See, it's how you ease into things like that. He's like, "Oh, what do you do? Who are you?" I go, "Anthony from the Opie and Anthony show." "Oh, so you don't do this very often?" He goes, "I pulled you over in a Ferrari a couple of weeks ago."
Oh, that was part of Supercar Weekend.
Yes, the same cop that pulled me over in the Ferrari.
As part of Supercar Weekend.
Yes.
You gotta say Supercar Weekend.
Pulled me over in the Shelby.
No kidding.
Yeah, so I don't do this very often. Flew out the window.
The same cop pulled you over?
Yeah.
That was less than a month ago.
I know.
That was just before you met Jill, I think.
Yes.
That was the last Supercar Weekend that Keith will ever see.
Well, I hope so, because I can't afford this anymore.
It was supposed to be like a regular thing. You guys did one, then Aunt finds a girl, and then that's it. He's got blinders on and doesn't even remember that he has friends or family.
Well,
so, good luck to you, Keith.
We were actually supposed to go to Vegas this weekend, shooting and gambling, and I had this whole weekend lined up for us. And
well, that ain't happening.
Yeah,
Keith, did you guys break up?
Busy.
Of course.
No, we didn't break up.
So the same
See.
cop that pulled you over for Supercar Weekend got you last night.
Got me last night. And
Wait, just to refresh everyone's memory, seriously, it was about a month and a half ago. How fast did he get you?
Ooh,
that was a biggie, right?
That was a biggie.
So you're still dealing with that one, right?
I don't even want to mention it. It was triple digits.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing last time, Supercar Weekend, when a Ferrari and a Lamborghini are just racing down the road, you're asking for trouble. You're just looking for it. We got pulled over 3 times in the course of, 10 exits. So last night I get pulled over, like I said, same cop.
How many times have you been pulled over in the last?
I can't even count.
How many times have you been pulled over this year alone?
Has to be 10. Has to be 10 times.
10?
Yeah. Has to be 10 times.
So you have officially lost your license because no one would allow that to happen ever.
Well, no.
So are you driving illegally at this point?
No. I still have my license. But
who do you
I'll tell you what I don't have.
Do you know the mayor of this city or something?
I decided.
How are you still on the road?
I decided I was going to pull the cards now.
All right.
Because he wasn't going for the radio show. He had pulled me over prior for the Ferrari thing. And now, I'm at risk here of getting a ticket. So I had to go to the old cards. My collection of cards from various law enforcement agencies perhaps be a little lenient on me, knowing that I'm friends with a lot of the Brotherhood. Well, I hand him all of the cards because I started pulling one out, and he goes, just let me see them. So I gave him, all the stack. So he goes through them. He goes back to the car. Jill has another cop on the phone, so gives him the phone, and now he's talking to another cop.
She called a cop?
Who apparently they don't like each other, which isn't very good.
Oh, my God.
I'm assuming that not many people like this guy. I don't know, but it seems that not many people do. He's the same one that lives around my mom and Sal and has been to parties at their house. Like, I've met him at parties at my mother and Sal's house. And apparently, I've heard, quote, he'd give his own mother a ticket.
No kidding.
Yeah. Like, this guy's pretty badass.
Nice.
So he asks me, he goes through the speaker, through his public address out the car. He's like, please pull your car on the grass and step out of the vehicle and come to my passenger side window. So I'm like, okie dokie, this is getting interesting. So I do as instructed. I get to the passenger side window. He goes, look, here's the radar. Here's what you were doing. It shows me 88. He goes, I have someone pulled over and you're passing me at 88 miles an hour. That's unacceptable. A whole bunch of stuff. But then he goes, if I catch you doing this one more time, I'm writing you up for everything. I'm like, okay, sir. Yes, sir. Gave him all the sir. And he goes, and I'm keeping these. Oh. He took all of my PBA cards away from me.
Oh,
it's like a game.
It's like Monopoly.
He took all of my cards.
It's Monopoly. Go to jail.
He took all of my PBA cards, and he just threw them in the side of his door, like the garbage things on the side of your door. Yeah. I just heard them all go flunk, flunk, flunk.
Hope your Amex was in there.
That's what I was thinking too. It's like I think he took like my insurance card, like my health insurance card and everything.
When he says said that he was going to write you up for everything if he pulls you over again, you should have just went, ooh.
No, you don't go, ooh. You don't do that.
Why?
You don't go, ooh. So, yeah, he.
So you didn't get a speeding ticket?
No, but he took all of my cards.
Did he take the gold one?
No, I didn't pull the gold one out because I was feeling he would have just bent it in half and thrown it at my face. So I saved that one.
Why are you bitching, though? You didn't get a speeding ticket. That's good.
I'm not bitching.
That's a win right there. I don't care what you say.
I understand it's a win. But it's a win at the cost of all of my cards.
So you go a day without cards.
But now you're paranoid.
They're already mailing them in.
I'm paranoid.
Now you're now paranoid like an illegal immigrant driving around.
Yeah, and then of course the rest of the trip home is double nickels
with the cruise control on, getting passed by old ladies.
Yeah, all right. So you should sell your car
until the Nassau County line, and then. But it's just
you have to be conscious of your driving forever now, which stinks for a guy like that.
In Suffolk.
Yeah,
because this guy is everywhere. He's super cop.
You know what?
This is super cop. He's everywhere. He's following me.
He doesn't have to be he should have been conscious years ago of his driving. This doesn't stop Anthony. Are you kidding me?
Steve from Bayshore saying Anth can't drive 50 flurf.
50 flurf, right?
I can't.
Let's go to Joe in Queens. Joe.
Yo, guys, what's up?
Hey, Joe.
Hey there, Joe.
Hey, listen, when next time you get pulled over, you have to say the paparazzi is following you at high speeds.
Oh, that's a good one. We're celebrities.
That's right. Two of you in one car at one time. And can I give a big F.U. to the guys at TM Beer and Associates?
Sure, you just did.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Later.
All right. Robin from Detroit doesn't know what a PBA card is. Robin, you must be black.
No, I'm from Detroit, but I have no idea. When you say PBA card, what is that?
Oh, it's the Policemen's Benevolent Association. See, in certain states, officers get a certain amount of these cards, and they give them to friends and relatives. And it's kind of all right, kind of be lenient on this guy a little bit. You're a friend, or you support the brotherhood of the police officers.
I don't think they have those in Detroit.
No.
Really? I thought they had them everywhere.
No, they took the budget for PBA cards to give the cops Kevlar in Detroit.
PBA's left with the...
See, between me and the beloved, I will say the beloved Club Soda Kenny, we were leaving the book signing. You guys took off before us because I wanted to load my navigation system with all the information to guide me to the hotel here with nary a problem. Mm-hmm. You do know I have the brand new Escalade. I traded in my old one.
Very important to this story.
Brand new one.
Yeah.
Brandy new. And I check all my emails and I couldn't find the address to the hotel. I won't use the street name or anything like that just to keep everything safe.
Because we're just like the Beatles. They'll be waiting outside our hotel waiting for us to appear.
Where's Paul and John?
That's why I
and
keep it
Ringo?
all safe.
I'll keep it safe. You know how those idiots are. They call us at 3 a.m. to go, Frankus! you give away your room number.
Yeah,
I'm not going to...
There's just a mob of fans just waiting.
I'm not talking about
any bit of info where we're staying here in Philly.
I'm not talking about hot chicks wanting to come in there and sleep with us. I'm talking about some fatso in a Monster Range shirt going, Frankus! At 3 a.m. I don't need it.
No, all right.
So everyone takes off, and I'm sitting there punching in the info, kind of in front of the bookstore, and I realize I don't have all the information. I know Club Soda Kenny always has the information. So I call up Kenny to get the address, and as he's telling me, I'm punching it into my nav system. Now, it's a certain protocol you must adhere to punch it into the nav. First, you pick your state. Pennsylvania. Did it.
Good.
Then you pick your city.
Good.
Philadelphia. Pennsylvania. I'm on my way. Now all I need is the street and the number. So I ask for the street, and it gives me 3 options. One I would know is not one, but one is street, and one is square. It's the same name, street and square. So I say to Kenny,
By the way.
What?
Because I kind of come down here a lot. There's only one square.
No, there's plenty of squares around
only one
here.
Square. You just
if you can figure it out, have a field day.
You just blew
have
the whole
fun.
thing, man.
Have fun.
There's literally one square in all of Philly.
Is there really?
Yeah.
I don't want to say where we're staying, but it rhymes with Mofitel.
So I ask Kenny. I say, is that street? And here's where the controversy happens.
Why couldn't you say circle instead of square?
Yes, or avenue or road.
Right.
Because I wanted to keep
triangle.
it accurate.
How about triangle?
I wanted to keep it accurate.
I get it.
So I say to Kenny then, I go, is that street? Because that was the first one listed, and then, of course, square underneath there. Now, looking at these two choices, street or square, why would I not... when I asked him street, he said, and Kenny, I swear you said yes. Now, whether you got that wrong or not, I was asking because I was wondering if it was square. Now, Kenny insists he said square. If he said square, I'd have punched in square. It was right in front of my face. The choice is street or square. But Kenny did acknowledge when I said street, you said yes. So I punched in street and went along my merry way about 95, 100 miles an hour down the turnpike. Made it to, I mean, the time I made was miraculous. Then about 7 miles out, I start looking around going, there's a problem here. I'm not seeing the beautiful skyline of Philadelphia. I'm not seeing the lights of the wonderful bridge, and I'm just not seeing everything I should be seeing. And the neighborhood is getting really ratty, really bad. And I keep going, and then I know there's a problem when there's 1 mile left. And I'm looking around, and I swear to you, I could be in the worst part of, not a city, the United States of America. I was probably in the worst part of the country.
I'm guessing
as
West
far
Philly.
as crime goes. Yeah, I was told later. Mike, where was I?
I thought he said Northeast Philly.
Yeah?
Northeast Philly?
Yeah, Northeast.
Look, I was in an awful place. And then I get up to the end and I go, okay, maybe, you know, I could pull this out. Maybe I just don't know. And the nav, you know, at the last minute, I'll make a corner and everything will be bright like the Wizard of Oz. It'll all be in color and everything will be fine. You know, different colors.
Sure.
And I get to the end, and of course the navigation system has to do it. Your destination is ahead on the left. Your navigation is now complete. And I'm looking at my destination on the left, which is a liquor store and a broken down deli. and a parking lot full of predators. And there I am in a brand new Escalade, just white guy looking scared. Now I got to reset my nav. I'm freaking out. I got to figure out something. And my girlfriend goes, what are you going to reset it to? I go, I don't know anything. Just miles away. I was just going to hit anything.
Yeah, look for library.
I was just going to hit anything to get me out of there. So I pull into a parking lot that looked empty.
Yeah.
And as I pull in, the cars are kind of angled because I'm pulling in. When I'm straightening out, I look. There's about 2 to 3 people between each car just hunkered down. Boom, 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 over the curb. And now lights became a non-issue. I made a left turn on red with a cop at the corner. He didn't even care. Didn't even care. Didn't even come after me or nothing.
Why didn't you ask? You should have pulled over and asked him.
I was not going to ask him. He was probably shaking down somebody. Oh. Why would I bother getting involved in his work?
Meep, meep, woohoo, officer.
Yeah, exactly.
Realize he's being carjacked.
So apparently, Mike had a few friends out looking for me. All I know is that the police department was looking for me. I found a brightly lit Burger King and just pointed my car toward an exit and got on the phone and got the right directions. And it was square. It wasn't street. Now, Kenny, I know you are always so good with these. And believe me, the directions, which I later looked at online, I was finally able to see my emails, did indeed say square. But during that moment, you did sound a little flustered and confused over the phone as I was trying to punch in, and I was flustered and confused. So perhaps the street square thing got a little mixed up. Do you think? Or are you ever going to admit to this?
Anthony, I will never say you were wrong. You're the boss.
Oh, see, that's I was wrong. I said street, and you said yes. You just
Can I speak freely?
Speak freely, sir.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
When you called me, when you said I was flustered, it was at the most worst opportune time
I
because
understand.
I was carrying a box of books to bring to YSP, so I had to stop everything I was doing, put down the books, get the paper out, put my glasses on.
I understand. I understand. Now Kenny doesn't like. Kenny hates this stuff. I was very disappointed that I didn't get an itinerary. I didn't get the piece of paper. You usually hand them out before we go, which would have solved the problem. I would have read square and everything would have...
You're absolutely right. I was delinquent, and I didn't hand out itineraries.
Yeah.
I was a little cramped for time with this trip, and I also have some traveling virus issues that I need to pin you guys down and get some answers for.
Oh, he just changed the subject.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant. Because when I got the wake-up call this morning, the first words out of Kenny's mouth, Anthony is really mad at me.
No, I'm not mad at you.
I'm like, Kenny,
how could there losing my mind last night.
How could there possibly be problems at 4:20 in the morning, man?
No. I lost my mind because it was utter fear. I was the limping zebra at the watering hole on the Serengeti. It was frightening.
But see, you were safe because it was so obvious that, they're smart.
No.
They're smart. They're like, this has to be a setup by the man.
I'm driving you there tonight to show you how that was not the situation.
They're thinking, no effing way is it this easy for us.
There was one point I was at an intersection and I couldn't blow the red light because there were people walking across the crosswalk. Two young ladies were walking across and decided to just stop and have some type of argument in front of my vehicle, which I deemed as a setup.
Yes.
Because I saw who I believe I want to identify as the three people that killed or shot the two police officers in New York. They were walking toward my vehicle last night. They were walking right toward my vehicle.
Like zombies?
Like Night of the Living Dead, just coming out of everywhere toward my vehicle. So I kind of drove around the ladies that were in the crosswalk and made another turn through a red light and got out of there. I'm on the phone with Mike. I'm punching my navigation system, just trying to get anywhere. And finally I made it, though. It was, but boy, I knew I was not where I was supposed to be. That's all I knew.
I bet you black people love seeing like a car like that and then just go, let's make them run the red light and just walk towards the...
that's all they got to do in that neighborhood.
Speed through.
Look, I'm not stupid. Even Patrice O'Neal has a great bit about that. If he sees guys walking down the road with shaved heads, he's not going to think they're on their way to chemotherapy. He's going to run.
Right.
Not going to take your chance. I'm not going to take the chance based on I don't want to look like a racist. Or I don't want to look like I'm prejudging people until I'm getting my head bashed in with a ball-peen hammer. I'm going to hit that gas and wonder later if, I made the right move.
Someone's getting you back for your seance bid yesterday.
Maybe that was the seance bid, but let me tell you, the word is alive and well. That's all I got to say. You better dig a deeper hole next time because it got out.
Wow. Bury it upside down next time.
Yeah.
I just got to say thank you to a...
Which officer?
Law enforcement officer.
Of course.
Yesterday.
Of course.
Just want to say thank you. It was on the Expressway Service Road.
Yeah.
It wasn't even in the Mustang. It was in the Escalade. And, wow, this guy had a great spot. Just got to tell you. And I've never seen a speed trap on a service road. But, it got me, kind of waved me over, and asked how fast the speed limit is on the service road. And I said, 30 miles an hour. So he goes, hi, you know how fast you were going? And I kind of winced and squinted and went, 45? He said, you were doing 59 miles an hour in a 30. And that's like, it's a service road,
Yeah, but everyone does that. Because it's basically an extra lane of the LIE here in the New York area.
Exactly.
It's an extra lane with the trees are a little closer by.
That's all.
On the sides.
House driveways coming into it. But
Everyone's
what the hell?
Right.
So he says, you got a license in there? I was like, yeah, I give him the license. And then, little card in there. Pull out a card. He's like, oh. Who's this? I was like, I have a friend, sometimes does security, things like that. Oh, he goes, the name on here, Anthony Cumia. He goes, that looks familiar. I said, yeah, Opie and Anthony radio show.
He's like, "Oh, Anthony, what's up? How you doing?" He goes, "Here." Gives me back my stuff.
These guys are not doing you any favors.
Gives me back my
Do
stuff.
they understand that?
And then we chatted for a bit. And then as I pulled away, I rolled the window down. I went, "Wow, great spot."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, customers all day long." And he did say something like, I said, "I really appreciate it." He goes, "Nah, it's all right." He goes, "We all got to justify our existence." and kind of just, let me drive along.
Anthony, we all love you. But
Thank you.
You need to be locked up for a weekend.
Dude!
You need to be locked up for a weekend.
Stop!
These guys aren't
rapes.
No!
These guys aren't doing you any favors. You need to be taught just a little lesson.
Look,
Nothing too crazy. A little Friday to Sunday morning lockup.
No.
I know you go through detox a little bit. I understand that. But Sunday there'll be a nice drink waiting for you.
There is an officer in the 6th precinct in Suffolk County
who agrees with him.
That has kept me from driving fast through the 6th precinct.
Right.
He is an insufferable bastard.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me the next time he pulls me over, he's locking me up. He's pulled me over too many times already now.
How many really? I know of two.
I think, yeah, he's pulled me over twice, and he's observed me another time where he didn't pull me over.
He told you this?
Yeah. I observed you. Like he knows my vehicles now. Because he kind of lives by my parents, and he sees my cars, like, in the driveway, so he knows what I drive.
That's pretty impressive.
And then he's all nasty to me when he pulls me over. He doesn't want to see cars. He's the guy that took all my PBA cards away from me.
God forbid.
Took all of them away. And then proceeded to call every single number on the back and tell them what I did. That I was speeding. And then all of my cop friends called me up and goes, "Dude, this guy hates you." He goes, "I've never had a guy call me up and say that, like, one of the guys I gave a card to was doing this."
There's a reason for it. There's something behind it.
Oh, this guy is just up.
Well, the reason
people hate him. People in his own precinct don't like him.
Well, can I play the other?
He wrote up a trooper for speeding
once. That's obviously bad. But
really? Yeah.
But to play the other side of this, the reason might be that you were going. I don't want to, but you were.
Hey, I'm above the law.
More than the average person goes.
I'm a shock jock.
You were shocking. You were really going.
I was kind of speeding.
Yeah, we don't want to give numbers out, but it was quite impressive. I remember the story.
But let me tell you something.
Explain why the other cops hate him, though. If the other cops hate him,
yeah,
and they all hate him, and he called all those other, he's a douche.
He is. He is. Everyone knows him as a douche. It's not like, oh, this cop he's a cop and that's why he's a douche.
Yeah.
It ain't. The cops don't like him.
Yeah.
He's just he'd write his own mother up.
Is he old?
Oh, what are you doing to me? No, he's middle-aged, kind of just grouchy. He likes yelling at you. Like, he likes getting you there and then yelling at you and reprimanding you. And I'm a yes, sir, no, sir guy. So I don't fight back with the cops. I'm, yes, sir, I understand. You're perfectly right. And then I pull away and go, wow, that guy was really rough. Oof. Just, and yeah, was he the guy that wrote me up? No, some other guy did. Yeah, but people don't even like him. His fellow workers. But now when I drive through the 6th, you might be right. So when I drive through the 6th now in Suffolk, I back way the hell off.
But you're getting pulled over a lot, my friend, and we want you to be around.
I speed.
How about a little stint in the Tombs? Just a little weekend stint in the Tombs, just to scare you.
And 59 ain't bad on a service road.
Nah,
it's a little silly.
I do that.
To tell you the truth, everyone does that.
I'm not Mr. Speed Demon.
I'll
get
speeding,
up to 60 on that damn thing.
I'm only speeding in cars that are meant to speed in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not in an old Riviera cranking it up to 90 miles an hour.
Wait, you're not
That's
on roads
dangerous.
that are meant to be sped on. Like, you're great.
Oh, that expressway is absolutely meant to, if it's clear and you got a straight run, 100, no problem.
What if an elk runs in front of you?
I'd have a Bob Kelly joke if it wasn't so skinny now.
Where's your line? I'm a big fan of the speeder.
Yeah,
I am, and I do my speeding from here.
Sure.
What I'm not a big fan is the zigzaggers.
No, I don't.
Are you a zigzagger?
That's really inappropriate.
I'm a zigzagger lover. No.
I call them the zigzaggers, where they're turning on a dime at 80, 90, 100 miles an hour.
I wait till I have
in and
room.
out, in and out. Let
me tell you one thing.
Crazy.
I will whip around some jackass in that left lane, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I'll let him know. I'll let him know. I'll get a little close when I come back in. Because he's got to know. And then the thing is, it's not only me. The second I whip around someone in the left lane that's not moving, he's got someone right on his ass again. And do they move over? No. Get out of the way.
That's completely justified. Yeah, we all do that. But the zigzaggers, that's my line.
Yeah.
Those guys scare the crap out of me. Hey, 13-year-old JC's back today.
Oh.
Hey,
JC.
boys.
What's up,
Hey, man.
JC?
Anthony, how the heck do you still have your license?
You don't have one yet.
Sucks, man.
You know what? Yeah.
You're a little 13-year-old.
Yeah. You got to have personality. Like that pig on Green Acres.
He called every cop on. That's unheard of.
Took all my PBA cards and called every cop on the back of them.
How did he take them all?
He said, give me those. Because I pulled them out, and I was thumbing through them for my Suffolk one. Like, pick a card, any card. So I pulled out the Suffolk one, and he's like, all right, he goes back to the car. Mm-hmm. And then he said, let me see those. And he took them, and then he asked me to walk up to the car. He asked me to get out of my vehicle and walk up to his car with the little, he's like,
all right, driver, get out of the vehicle. Close the door. Now step up to my window.
I'm like, what does this guy think I am? And then add in your own finishing move there on that joke. So I walk up to the window, and he's got my license. He goes, I catch you doing this again, I'm locking your ass up. He gives me my license back, and then he goes, and I'm keeping these. And he took them, and he threw them all in that little side compartment on your door that you have in your car. Threw them all down there. And later on, he must have just went through them all and called up the number on the back and was just like, hey.
I think I know the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, whoever he is, he probably has minuscule genitals.
Oh.
And he's one of those little power hungry.
Yeah, he is very power
I know
hungry.
you well enough to be. If the other cops, other cops go, look, he's all right. He just doesn't like you. That's one thing. But the other cops don't like him. He's written up a trooper. He's one of those guys who is so desperate.
Yeah.
To be seen as a powerful guy. Like, why else get over the thing and have you come out? He's just being a douche.
Let me tell you something. I know I deserve to get ticketed when I'm driving fast like that. I know I do.
Well, that's a start.
And there are certain
you
things.
You deserve a lot of other things, but all right, well,
but
that's a start.
There are certain things that like I've said it before. I give the police the utmost respect. I respect their job. It's an insane job for somebody to have. It's crazy. I don't know why they go into it. It's an insane job. So when I do get pulled over, I got pulled over at night, one night, and the lights go on, and I'm looking and going, there's no safe place to really pull over. So I rolled my window down and kind of gave him a wave like I acknowledge that you're pulling me over. And I pulled off of the highway into a well-lit parking lot right under the light and rolled my windows down, put my hands on the steering wheel, turned my interior lights on, and just waited there. Now, he comes up to the window, and he's more relaxed. It's not like, and I go, yes, sir, and just treat him with respect and make him feel safe, like you're not going to, pull something out of your glove compartment or keep it dark in there or get out of your car quickly. Things like that, like make cops nervous because their job is crazy.
How many times have you been pulled over in the last year? Be honest.
Can't even count. It has to be in the 20s. Somewhere in the 20s.
In the last year?
Yeah. Yeah. I get pulled over probably twice a month. Sorry. I have a sports car. It's sporty.
And this cop's a dick. I love it.
Well, he is.
I'm with you.
Look, there's a middle ground.
Believe me, the story you tell...
Dude, there's a middle ground.
The story you're telling, I believe me, I'm with you. Trust me, I am. But...
I got ticketed once. Here's the middle ground. I got ticketed once for making a right turn here in the city where you're not supposed to turn off the road for 20 miles because Bloomberg put signs up. So I made the turn anyway because I would have had to go way out of the way. And there was a cop waiting there. Pulls me over. I just said, okay, yeah, this is it. I go, I'm going to go to court on this one, I guess. He goes, I'll be there. He goes, I'll make sure I tell the judge you're very courteous and everything. I was like, thanks. Went to court, talked to the guy, talked to the judge. We all had a laugh, and they threw everything out.
You actually went to court on that?
Yeah. Went to court on it. And I had an excuse. I said I had to be in the bus lane because a bus with his blinkers on, there was construction taking up the rest of the road, and a bus with his blinker on forced me into the lane, and I thought the bus was turning, so I didn't want to go into the side of the bus, so I had to make the right turn.
Are you lying?
Of course I was.
Who gave you that scenario? That's brilliant.
But they don't see it. No, that was my own idea.
Oh, I hope to God they're listening right now, and then they hold you in contempt. They lock you up, and there's some kind of a weird glitch where you're confused with a Megan's Law offender.
Confused?
Yeah, exactly. Tony Cumia, I know him.
Screw that webcam idea of yours. You should start a website, getoutofaticket.com.
Get radio show.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, I got pulled over one time. We were sitting in a parking lot in Woodbridge, New Jersey, because Keith Robinson, who I used to live in New Brunswick, North Brunswick.
Was he with you?
Of course.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus. How bad were you both beaten?
Well, Keith was a black gentleman, and little Kevin Hart, you know who Kevin Hart is?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's a buddy of mine. Notoriously, he's a short guy, but he's a notoriously three-legged guy. I respect him a lot. He's in a Leslie Nielsen commercial where Leslie zaps him. He's a black dude. Leslie zaps him with a taser, and he goes, I see how this works. And he zaps.
Well, I don't remember that one.
It's not, whatever, that's a DVD that's on. Anyway, he was in Soul Plane. I'm giving you who cares? He's a good guy. And
won the Oscar for that.
No, he didn't. They didn't give out any Oscars for that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It was really not held as a good film.
Oh.
And we were all sitting in this parking lot in Woodbridge late talking. So it's me and like three black guys. They're all comics. And a cop comes up. And what are you guys doing? We're just hitting. Why? Hey, Keith.
Oh, Jesus.
Keith, shut up.
Oh, no. Stupid Keith.
We're just sitting here, officer. But I got my license. And we ain't doing nothing. Why?
Why can't he just shut his mouth?
I don't know. But it was my car.
Oh,
I was
God.
driving, and I was like, shut up.
I'd be like, officer, he has a gun and drugs on him. I would like to leave the vehicle. I was kidnapped by these three. I was carjacked.
That's what you should have said. If I had 1 ounce of balls, I would have said we got carjacked.
It was carjacked. Please help me, officer.
They're telling me jokes and I'm laughing politely, but I'm frightened. Keith is a maniac. He's a maniac.
He sees those colors and he loses his mind.
And he might have had some bad, whatever. He grew up in a bad area of Philly. And I know Keith. Keith is not a criminal. Keith is just a belligerent ass.
Yeah.
He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't deal. He's nothing illegal.
But he's not courteous to the police.
He's awful. He told me a story one time. He was in a brothel. And the guy, he didn't want to pay because the girl was ugly or whatever the problem was.
You cannot pay because she's ugly.
And the security guy came in, and the guy, and Keith's like, what? Like, and the guy basically would have had to shoot Keith.
I'm going to throw you a beating.
And, he gets out of stuff like that because they understand that he's a psychopath and that they really will. It's like you can't bluff because he's just psycho.
So just let him go about his business.
He's truly insane.
I've heard stories where he talks about getting pulled over and he just, what? Why? Well, just give him the license. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Unbelievable.
Make him feel relaxed and comfortable. Don't put him in threatening type situations.
But he always has something wrong with his car or his registration's not right.
Oh, of course.
And there's always a problem. And he does get at times he won't show up for a spot. You're like, what happened? They got my car.
He rolls.
He's funny, man.
Oh, that's funny.
He is so funny on that stage, too,
Dude,
man.
he's hilarious. He's just
what is he doing? He's one of the funniest guys I've seen on a stage.
He's one of the funniest dudes I've ever met.
And he dresses like he's in the 70s, man.
Oh,
he's got the old school, boxing glasses on.
Yeah.
He's a fool. But he is
dresses old school.
Purely funny, belligerent, horse's ass of a guy.
He's great. Listen, we got to take a break. Maybe E-Rock could work on a montage. It might be tough and it might take some time.
Finding
a montage of all the cops Anthony has thanked in the last year.
Wow.
Are you being serious? Because, we try to... Because other shows, they're so hokey and stuff, they can just say crap, and people don't buy into it anymore. But you're telling me you get pulled over
probably twice a month. But a lot of times I forget. It's not a big event, so I don't mention it on the air, but I remember that one because he had a great spot. Damn, did he have a great spot. I'm going to have to watch that because the service roads are like, speedways.
Yeah.
They barely ever really patrol them. They're usually on the expressway.
It's a great way around that
highway, guys.
Horrific traffic. That stupid LIE.
Yeah.
Mongo, what's up?
Hey, I know the one place that Anthony drives slow.
Yeah.
School zone, cruising for chicks.
Cruising for chicks. The guy makes a point, but for the wrong reason. I do drive the speed limit through school zones, those flashing lights, because they will not cut you slack, and they shouldn't through those. So I pretty nice through those.
I don't like the fact that he just said, and they shouldn't. Like, you know what, guys, all kidding aside, I understand.
Yeah. All kidding aside, I understand safety. 144.
They should absolutely cut you slack in a school zone, even if you're hurling Budweiser bottles out the window. Why? Because you're famous. And that's what Anthony always says. He'll come in and he'll go, yeah, another dummy cut me a break. He knows he's Anthony.
Yeah, that's how he tells us. Tells it differently on the air.
Hey, I would say 50. Hey, you bastards, get me in trouble. I would say a good 50%, maybe even more, have no clue who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Really. But I talk to these people, like I said, with respect, like gentlemen.
I pulled the...
fess up to what I did.
I pulled the Opie from Opie and Anthony one time.
How'd that work out for you?
Mortified by the reaction. I haven't used it since.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of smoothly just said, I worked it into the conversation, and the cop actually said, so...
How did you work it in, though?
Just really awkwardly, a horrible segue.
See, that's how you gotta set it up so they ask you, and then your answer is, oh, I'm Anthony from the Opie and Anthony show. What I usually do when I pull out the PBA cards, because they always ask, who is this? You go, oh, it's an officer so and so, friend of mine. He does security for me, and then they'll go like, security for what? Well, I do a radio show. Oh, what radio show?
So that's dumb.
I'm Howard Stern.
See, you're way better than me, man. I'll be, officer, I'm late for a barbecue. I'm Opie.
Oh, that sounds urgent.
And then I go, I'm Opie from Opie and Anthony. Like, it has nothing to do with the barbecue. It's just awful. And he goes, so...
Here's what I do.
I'll be right back with your ticket. I'm like, great. I'll never use that again.
No, you got to say you go run late for a show.
Yeah.
I always say, like, I'm sorry, I'm running. I'm just, I got to do a show in 5 minutes. I apologize.
Ooh.
And a lot of times they'll say, what kind of show? And I'll be like, mind your business and give back my license.
That's right.
I'm in a hurry.
That's right. Let's say hi to Lydia before the break from Oceanside. Lydia?
Hey, guys. I want to know when the intervention is for Anthony.
Oh, isn't this the shrink?
Of course it is.
Of course, Lydia the shrink.
Yet.
Yes, I do. Now, I'm starting to get the regulars after years.
She's very concerned about you, Aunt.
What intervention do I need, Missy?
Well, the alcohol, the guns, now the speeding, the wearing women's underwear with the webcam.
Hell did I do that?
One time. You were drunk.
I never wore women's underwear on a webcam. Not on a webcam.
You get, you get blotto every once in a while. Trust me. You talked about it once on the show.
Never.
One time as a goof.
Jesus, I never did that. You're making it sound like I really did. Holy gee.
I love how she just throws that in there. And the wearing of women's underwear.
I take you at your word, Anthony. When you say you're going to put on women's underwear for the webcam, then I believe you.
No, I wouldn't do that. But an intervention, I don't think so. I'm just trying to go through this like one of those Hollywood guys.
Yeah.
Name one. Who's that guy that cracked his head on the table and died?
William Holden.
Like Bill Holden. I want to live like Bill Holden.
Elvis Presley.
Right.
Lived a fast life.
That's it.
Your friends and family definitely need to call 1-800-INTERVENTION.
Screw them.
His friends and family? Who do you think he's drinking with?
Exactly.
That's true.
They have no idea. It's gonna take like a group of strangers to get this intervention done.
As far as an intervention with them, we'd have to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I watched that intervention. I gotta tell you, if they pull one of these on Anthony, they're gonna need a keg in the room.
Yeah. Everyone will be drinking. It'll just turn into a party in the room. Right. They'll forget why I came in and just think it's a party.
I look around the room sometimes. I go, "There's no one here to help this guy. There's no one close to him that can help."
Anthony's intervention is this. It's going to be him, head down, like really groggy, with like a little cut on his forehead.
Oh, no.
And something bad with the car. And he's going to look and go, "What happened?" And they go, "You don't remember." And they're going to be pulling a ribbon off the bumper.
Oh, Jesus.
And a little thing that was walking a puppy. It's going to be ugly.
Oh, no.
Be real careful, man.
No. I don't drive like that.
I don't want to see that happen. That's something.
Oh, shut up.
Does.
No. I love how there's always a ribbon in my grill. A little patent leather shoe.
But the way Lydia says, I don't want to see that happen. Like, you know what? God damn it, she's right. Killing a child while driving would be a bummer. We're joking.
Yeah. All right, Lydia, get lost.
I don't want nuclear war. What, are you crazy? Oh, she's right, darn it.
Got a ticket from cousin on Christmas Eve. I get out of tickets with my dad's detective's shield. Got pulled over with a pound of weed. That's Malik.
Malik from Asbury Park.
We're late. We got Louis C.K. waiting to come on the show here. Malik.
Yo, what up, fellas?
What's up, Malik, my brother?
Yo, dig it. One day, I'm feeling good. I just pick up an elbow, so I got the elbow in the back seat. I'm at a stop sign. No, I'm at a red light.
All right, can I stop you? Because I'm a big fan of the street lingo. What's an elbow?
A pound is LB. LB, a pound elbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Wow, how did you know that, Ant?
I just figured it out, actually, because I thought a pound, LB, elbow.
I'm still using cheddar. I gotta update my street lingo. I'm going with elbow.
See, I thought that meant because a pound is heavy, you have to put some elbow grease.
All right, you got the elbow. What happened?
Yo, so I'm at a red light, so I'm feeling good. So I'm like, yo, bump it. So I just keep it moving. So I'm running the red light. I don't see the task force behind me, so they pull me over.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm nervous. I'm paranoid. Like, oh, my God, what am I going to do? They're going to smell the weed. So I immediately hop out the car. Oh, my God, I can't believe this girl doing this to me. The dude's like, yo, what's going on here? You know, you disrespect me. You run the red light. I'm like, dog, yo, this girl is in here, my baby's mother. She got 5 of my kids. She's going to take them away. I'm going to go to work. Blah, 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 blah. Yo, dude is like, yo, I start crying. Dude's feeling my pain. He's like, look.
He's crying.
I whip up tears so fast. Yo.
But when you're thinking of prison time, if you get caught, I bet it's easy to cry.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, for sure, man. Yo, listen. The dude, he's feeling my pain. He's like, look, just do me a favor. Get in the car and promise that you will not do anything harsh, and we're going to have to be called out here and be good. I'm like, thank you. So he pulls off. I go back the other way. I'm like, oh, man, word's fine. I was looking at 3 to 5 real easy and made it happen.
Damn. Well, you got lucky. And you're stupid for blowing a light when you got an elbow in your car.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? 10 and 2 if you got the elbow in the car.
Build a hat out of weed. Don't put it in the back. What you do is the cop will never search your hat. Make a hat out of marijuana. A pot hat. That's my idea. See you, man.
All right, Kevin from Connecticut. E-Rock weighs 275 elbows. Too bad we couldn't do that line in front of E-Rock. It's more fun.
We'll hit Fatty when he walks in.
Yeah, we'll get Fatty on the air next. All right, what happened, Anthony?
Friday.
What happened?
What?
I'm hearing that you got pulled over again.
Well.
Oh, by the way, welcome to the Opie and Anthony show.
Hi. Yeah, you better tell them the date. They might think it's the best of.
I know.
When you say I've been pulled over. Jesus. I don't know what it is with me.
Recently, you told us you get pulled over twice a month, was it?
Probably twice a month.
And I thought that was a bit high. I'm like, no way. No one gets pulled over twice a month, but here we go.
Now I'm in early for October.
Yeah.
One more pullover, and I met my quota.
Yeah.
And I got the whole month pretty much to do it in.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, it wasn't technically a pullover. It was a pull next to. I got up a little late today. I did my old shut the alarm off. Because when you're half asleep and half awake, you have this weird sensibility that makes no sense at all. Mm-hmm. Where you assume, I'm awake. I could shut my eyes for a couple of minutes without any alarms left. Because I had shut all my alarms off.
That is the worst.
And then
what felt like 2 seconds of sleep was about 20 minutes of sleep. So,
of course.
That's how you wake up and then you go, no, damn it.
That's time machine sleep.
Damn it. And then you got to jump up and rush. And then I just say to myself, I go, it doesn't matter. As long as I'm there by, even 5:30, it's fine. So don't rush and make a nut of yourself.
Don't panic.
Yeah, no panicking, right. So I drive. I'm doing a little weaving, a little speeding to get in. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was once I get into the Midtown Tunnel, it's a crapshoot. When both lanes are open, usually they only have one lane open because they got this huge machine that scrubs the walls of the tunnel every day.
I don't know why they have to do that.
Do you know?
Why do they have to keep tunnels clean?
Well, because I remember the old days of going through the tunnels, and the walls were just black. They were just covered with exhaust and everything. So I don't mind them cleaning the tunnels, but do it at 2 or 3 in the morning when no one's going through the tunnel.
I would love to know how much it costs the taxpayers of this fine city to clean the dumb walls in the tunnels.
Keep the tiles clean in the tunnels.
Yeah, I would love to know, because it's not like a little job you kind of give a tiny little company out there in, I don't know, Lindenhurst or something. Yeah. It's got to be millions of dollars. And it has to be millions.
Dude, it's proprietary machinery they use for this, too. There's one machine that leads the pack that kind of squirts this soapy water on it.
Yeah.
And then this other machine follows it up with these brushes that are on these levered arms that just cover the whole tunnel with foamy stuff. And then another rinse machine. And you drive past it and you just get pelted with soapy, dirty tunnel water.
Yeah.
So both tubes were open today. So I come out of the gate there, and you got to look. You got to look in front of you. You got to see what's in there. If it's one of those buses that transport people from Queens into Manhattan, they almost look like they're there for sick old people buses. Don't even get behind it unless you're driving a tank and can blast it out of your way, because those things will do 10 miles an hour wherever they're going. They infuriate me. So I pick a lane. And I get stuck behind, one of these things. So I'm doing 15 miles an hour through the tunnel. I'm already late.
Were you annoyed?
I was so pissed, Jimmy. I'm just like, and then they step on the brake. There's no one in front of them. And then they're stepping on brake lights are constantly coming on. So every time the brakes came on, I went, beep, beep. So the guy I'm hoping he'll notice, what is he beeping at? And then notice, every time I step on the brakes, he seems to beep. Oh, why am I even stepping on the brakes? You try to put sense in their head, but it never works.
But most people, if that is being done to them, if you did that to me, I would just slow down and be a complete ass.
I'll hit you.
Yeah,
I swear I'll just run right into the bumper.
Yeah, I understand, but
I go crazy.
Most people don't want to be told what to do. Ever.
And if there's 4 of those little cones taken out, I'll switch lanes.
Of course.
I'll just switch lanes in mid-tunnel when you're not supposed to.
Yeah, but take out your own cones for the people behind you. Those things are they're just wobbly cones.
I did it with one of my old rentals or leases, right at the tail end of my lease, and it does leave some orange marks on your bumper.
Really?
So I decided against that. I wait for the ones that are taken out already.
Okay.
But couldn't do that. So I'm behind him. The second I get out of the tunnel, it opens up to about 2, 4, 6 lanes that take you to various places, either midtown, downtown, or uptown. 2 lanes each. So I hammer in one of the lanes. Where you just hear the engine go, boom, and I race past whoever was effing me in the tunnel. And then in front of them was this black van. It's just a piece of crap black van. So I go around the right side of them and zip back in front of them because I can't be in that lane because that's the one that turns to go in a different direction I want to go.
Yeah, sure.
So I slip back in front. You got to go through this little chicane. It's like a little zigzag to get to the light I need to go to. Light. It's just this thing I pay no attention to in the morning. I usually make a right on red there. I do stop to look.
Could you talk to Kenny?
Why?
I'm glad you're bringing this up. Just talk to him and go, look, Kenny, 4:30, 5 in the morning, those lights are optional.
They are completely optional.
They're completely optional.
I
but
stop, I
Kenny
look.
jams on the brakes when he sees yellow. I'm like, what are you doing? We're the only car on the road.
The only danger with that is that people time the lights at that hour.
Right.
And they'll drive at speed right toward a red light. Looking at the side, you could see the reflection of the yellow on the other side, knowing that it's going to turn red and you're going to get green.
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys, they underestimate the length of the light. They're blowing through red lights.
Yeah, sure.
Other people are blowing through their light that's turning yellow. So it's a very dangerous situation going up third at that hour. But I come out of the tunnel, I zip around this guy, and then I hear whoop, 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 whoop. I'm like, is that a background noise on one of these commercials on Winsome?
Yeah.
What that is? Because I didn't see any cops. I'm pretty, I look around. So I get ready to make my right on red, which is completely illegal. And a van pulls up next to me, and I just see Sergeant Stripes out the window.
Oops.
And I look, and I see a van loaded with police officers.
Oops.
Just loaded.
That's not the one that was in the tunnel going slow, is it?
No.
Oh.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But I did zip around him, too, because I zip around everybody once I get out of the tunnel. My motto is, you're not going faster than me, get out of the way, kind of a thing.
Sure.
I'm late.
It's a great motto.
It's my motto.
It's the worst motto
It's
I've
my
ever
credo in life. My mantra. I
It's not a
repeat it.
motto. That's just something a dick says.
Hence, it's my motto. So he pulls up. He goes, so what are you doing? Running me off the road? I was like, I'm late. Sorry, sir. I kind of late. He goes, I see what you're doing here. You're in position to, go through this light. I go, yeah, I was gonna. I go, I'm late. He goes, late for what? I go, and then I'm like, ding, ding, ding. Ooh.
Here's my chance.
Okay, here's my only chance.
Here's my chance. They're either fans or not.
Late for the radio show? Oh, where? I said, K-Rock. I'm going into, 92.3 here in New York. Oh, what's your name? I go, Anthony. And the whole van of cops is now laughing at me. They're all laughing at me. And he was making a left, I was making a right. So he just shook his head. He goes, I guess we'll hear about this on the radio.
Well, here we are.
I go, yeah, I have to announce all of my pullovers. But and then I had to turn and go, it's pretty sneaky in that crappy van you're driving.
Why do you have to be cocky?
No, I wasn't being cocky. It was just, you know why? It was the honest truth. It was pretty sneaky in that crappy van.
Right.
Dude, it was a crappy black van, not one marking on it. It looked like a van that somebody delivering bread drives in or something.
Sure.
And
but they're letting you off the hook, and then you got to.
I know.
You kind of give them a little jab.
It was good-natured.
All right.
I'm always good-natured with the police officers, and I admitted I was completely wrong. I was driving like a douche. I do, most mornings, and when I wake up late, I drive more douche-like. So I want to thank those. The sergeant there was very nice.
Well, you've many times on many occasions said that, I'll stop if the cop stops me, but they're not going to give me a ticket. And you,
I don't think I've ever said that. I do not have that type of.
I don't know. I kind of remember something.
Yeah, it's a matter of
something like that.
Who's got the guts to do it?
No. See, now you're trying to get me in trouble by saying I say certain things that I never say.
Something about being unstoppable.
I have the utmost respect and complete gratitude when I'm given courtesy like that on the road after I've pulled a bonehead move. I absolutely.
I understand you don't want to
appreciate it.
I understand you don't want to say this on the radio. We
it's
understand
not the radio. It's you two being jackasses trying to get me in trouble.
Just
the
saying,
next time I get pulled over by somebody that's listening.
You're a very different person in the office. Is all we're saying.
No, I am not, because like I said, it's the utmost respect and I appreciate the courtesy.
Something about I show them who's boss.
No, see, that isn't even something I would say.
Are you with me on this or not?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Shut up! Jesus, I would never. Oh,
something about I dare you.
No, I wasn't blasting F the police on my radio.
That's after you leave, you know.
No.
If one of these guys would just follow you after they pull you over, they would realize that you don't learn any lessons whatsoever.
I learned lessons.
How many lights did you blow through after these guys gave you a break?
None.
Be honest.
None. And I usually, when I turn on 57th, it's 2 lanes going my direction. If those 2 lanes are taken up by vehicles, I know they will not go faster than me, and they'll make me miss the next light.
Right.
Which holds me up. So I will go into the bus taxi turn lane thing and zip around them when the light turns green.
Right.
But like I said, there's no one on the road. And I wait for the green light. I just got to get around people. I got to get around them. They don't know how to drive. Does anyone have to get anywhere? Is anyone in a rush in the morning to get somewhere? Or is it just this lackadaisical friggin' Sunday drive in the mountains to look at leaves? What the hell are you doing? Move! Get out of the left lane, too. Left lane. Move! Out of the way!
And most people hate their jobs. Why would they be in a hurry to get there? Oh, can't wait.
You know what?
Can't wait to load boxes in a truck all morning long.
Don't make mine and many other people that I've noticed, many other people, don't make them miserable by sitting in that left lane, pacing the car in the middle lane.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the left lane and you see a car right next to you in the middle lane for more than 2 seconds, you're in someone's way.
Yeah,
you're blocking the entire effing road.
I'm with you with that.
And then there's idiots that will sit behind a big dump truck that is pelting you with rocks. You hear, it sounds like you're in a rainstorm, but it's rocks and sand, just sandblasting and pelting your vehicle. And what do? They sit there. So I got to make a move into the right lane from the left, sweep around the truck, and then way back into the left, which is another illegal move because I'm doing 90 at the time.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't want to sit there getting pelted by rocks from dump trucks.
What was the silliest vehicle that ever pulled you over? I asked that because Kevin from Connecticut writes, I got pulled over by an ice cream truck once.
Oh, that's bad. That is bad. I guess today has to rank right up there. It wasn't a pull over, but like I said, the guy pulled up to my window with his window there. Because that was just... out of any car on the road, I wouldn't have even thought that was a car that had cops in it, a van. Yeah, it was.
All right.
Well, I appreciate it because I was, a little tardy. I decided to pull the old. Let's get a little more sleep. I'm awake enough where I won't fall into it.
Yeah.
Jeep, 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 jeep. I was out.
Why don't we go for an early break?
So I'm getting on to the expressway. I have a very long on-ramp by my house to get on the expressway, which I like because I'm of the school of thought that if you're getting on a major highway, use the on-ramp to get up to highway speed. Whenever I see somebody at the end of an on-ramp with their blinker on and their head hanging out the window with their elbow looking over their shoulder like, how did you fail?
Right.
How did you fail the entire length of the on-ramp
to figure this out?
To fit in to traffic.
Right.
It amazes me. And when I pass that car, I always look and go, up, it figures, because it's always one of them.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I give her the gun, give it the gas, wham, working the Escalade up to highway speed. And I notice the back end of a police car. It's not a Nassau County cop car. It's not a sheriff's car. But it is a police car. So I see him. He's in front of me. I'm on the on-ramp. I see he's on the expressway. I'm on the on-ramp. I'm coming on. I get on. I move into the middle lane, and I'm holding my speed, which is over the speed limit, but not crazy, and I pass him. I pass the officer. This is a local town cop who I think has jurisdiction over about a mile of the expressway.
Oh,
yeah.
God, you got,
Yeah. It was a local town cop, but he does have expressway jurisdiction. between like one exit.
Oh my God!
So
I didn't have anything better to do,
dude. Well, so he gets right on my ass, and now I'm like in that position where you go, is he gonna do this? If you're gonna just do it already, you know. So it took a little while, but he hits me with the lights. I pull right over. It's expressway, so I pull over on the off ramp, and very close to the side. I give him plenty of room. Always give the guy plenty of room. Some people pull over in the expressway and leave the cop hanging out in traffic. Just amazes me. Now the guy's pissed, you know. So I gave him plenty of room. He comes out, and he just asked me for my paperwork. Doesn't tell me what I did or anything. Because I was at this point like questioning. I was like, I didn't do anything. He didn't get me on radar. I wasn't going fast enough, long enough for him to tail me and get my speed. And I had slowed down when he pulled up behind me. Mm-hmm. I had slowed down to highway speed, which is why he got right on my ass like that again. So it was a mystery to me. I'm like, you know, usually when this happens, I'm sure I know why I'm being pulled over. I'm doing 95 on radar. So he comes back and he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I was getting on the on-ramp," and I go, "You know, you got one of those choices to make. You either speed up to get past the car or you slow down to get behind him." So I sped up, and I ended up in front of you, and then I slowed down to highway speed. He goes, "You passed me doing about 70-something." And I was like, I knew I didn't. I was in the 60s somewhere, but I didn't argue the point. And he said, "When you were behind me," I go, "Look, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you." I said, a lot of people, when there's a cop behind them, have no clue what to do. Do you slow down to the speed limit? Do you speed up a little over the speed limit? Do you get out of the way? He goes, "Well, I'll tell you one thing you don't do. You don't zip into another lane and pass me."
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that was kind of a damn
like
idiot what I did. So
he was giving you the business.
He was, and then he goes, "I pulled you over before doing the same thing."
Of course he did.
And I go, I'm like Jesse James on the expressway. I can't drive on this road. I'm going to have to start taking the Parkway and take my chances with the Stadies. So,
he remembered you?
He remembered me.
Oh,
he goes, "You were in a red Ferrari."
Oh my God. You were in a different
and
car.
then he goes, "You're going to tell me it was the same thing with the on-ramp?" I said, "No, that was crazy." I agreed with him. I said, "No, that was crazy. It was the Ferrari and everything." So, he hands me my stuff back, and he goes, "I'm not going to write you up because I just know your little cronies are going to get you out of it anyway."
Cronies.
And he called them cronies, threw my stuff in my lap, and walked away. I know your little cronies are going to get you out of it.
Well, it's like you always say, man, like they don't dare give you a ticket.
That's
they
right.
know better.
Oh, no, I never said that.
No, you were saying that in the office.
No, I was
this particular
very courteous.
officer, you were calling a chump.
No, I said, "Thank you, sir. Thank you,
that's
officer."
not what we heard, right, Jimmy?
I said, "Have a happy New Year, officer. Thanks."
Nope.
I smiled. I was very courteous because I'm always courteous to the police. I know I'm doing wrong when I do wrong.
Jimmy,
this one was a little much.
Let me go to Jimmy. We heard it
call.
differently. We heard it differently. Anthony.
Marginal call.
Jimmy,
this one.
What did he actually say?
Anthony was like, no, he said the cop was cool. He's like, the cop pulled me over, was courteous, and he knew better, so he walked away. And you were right.
No,
right.
I didn't say anyone knew better.
You're right.
I would never say that. I count my blessings anytime.
Something about I dare you to give me a ticket. Yeah, we heard it.
No, I never say that.
You should. Anthony says one time. This is what he said. He didn't say about anybody specific, but he said if they actually tried to write a ticket, I would line my knuckles with PBA cards and punch their face and say, "Pick them."
No,
That's right.
I never said that either.
I was surprised he was talking like that.
I didn't even use a PBA card.
You didn't need to. You know better.
Use one.
You got cronies.
I got cronies. My cronies.
Is it true you called him a rookie? What a rookie!
No, I didn't call him a rookie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
If he's listening, I want to say again, thank you for the courtesy that he gave me.
Why are you winking as you say this?
To let me. I'm not winking. I'm not.
Anthony doesn't even like a lot of times you say I don't even make eye contact with him. Like when he hands him a PBA card, he cracks his window. Like you know how you flick a cigarette out the window? That's how he holds the PBA card. And they come and get it.
Doesn't even turn down its radio.
Yeah.
I tell him,
No
you want to play
respect.
52 card pickup? And then I go,
Yeah, with PBA cards.
yes, with PBA cards.
That's right.
No, I don't do that. And this one, I got to tell you, every other time I've been pulled over, I've agreed that I was completely in the wrong. This time, it was a very marginal call that I don't really think I should have gotten pulled over for.
You do realize you shouldn't be saying this time.
What? I get pulled over about once a month.
This is the first of 2009?
That was the first of 2009. It was like, wow, that was fast. 4 days in.
Can I go local? Can I go local? Lake Success?
Yeah, no. It wasn't the Lake Success guys. Those guys are badasses. They drive Chargers, and they gotta.
And they don't like it.
You drive through Lake Success. So I can't drive through Lake Success. I can't drive through Westbury.
Wait, why not? Why can't you drive through like she says?
Because I drive too fast. Like I can't drive the way I want to drive.
Oh, okay.
I have to put on my cruise control. Because I will go nuts if I'm behind somebody that's doing 60 and I see the middle lane is completely clear, I will go right into the middle lane and goose it and get past everybody. And that's when I get in trouble, when I'm passing people, which is most of the time. So I have to set my cruise control and just sit back and grit my teeth and go, you're not in a hurry. Just take it easy. Don't go crazy. And I have to do that through now Lake Success, Westbury, the 6th precinct in Suffolk County, which now is all sheriffs out there. So I think I'm kind of in the clear.
This?
Because I've been pulled over by every single one of them. The guys all know me now. They got, yes.
Yeah, so
one
basically,
foot on the brake and one on the gas. Hey.
Basically, you're telling everybody out there that you have to be a regular Joe through 3 towns on Long Island.
I pretty much got, not a regular Joe, I get passed by a lot of people. And it annoys me. You know? 1 foot on the brake, one on the gas. I can't drive 55. You tell him, Sammy.
Oh, it's just horrendous.
He can't drive 55, Jim. Oh, my God. There's too much traffic. I can't pass. It drives me crazy. This is the song that's going through my head when I'm driving.
What's this, 83 or something?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Some awful year.
Big black and white. Cuts the groove again. And then I sing. What, you don't like this, Jimmy? Take my license, all that jive.
I can't drive.
See, he can't drive 55.
Cool.
Yeah.
What else rhymes? I drink 5 Alive. I enjoy Burl Ives. This is terrible.
Stephen S. from Bayshore, and tells himself you'll still be filthy rich even if it takes you an extra 10 minutes to get there.
Oh, is that what I do?
Tells himself. Maybe he tells him.
Yeah. That's what I have to do when I drive.
Yeah.
Like this morning, I hit a wall of traffic.
Oh, boy.
And I started getting a little antsy.
Up on the curb? What'd you do?
No. This is expressway driving. It's 5 in the morning, whatever it is.
Sure.
And I get antsy. Like, why are you in the left lane and not doing 70 at this hour? You're doing 60, and you're not passing the people next to you. So it gets me kind of crazy, and I start looking for openings. I start looking ahead for openings. And when I find one, I take it, and I hammer down and get past the entire thing. And then I look at my rearview mirror and just see this big block of headlights and go, what are they doing? Why aren't they in a hurry to get anywhere? One guy had his hazard lights on in the left lane. If you got a problem that you got to turn your hazards on, you better be on the shoulder or the right lane.
Sure.
This guy was in the left lane with his hazards on. I had to pull next to him in the middle lane and just look at him until he finally looked at me. And I saw something from some faraway land that didn't understand the concept to turn off your hazards. It negates your blinkers, first of all. It makes your blinkers useless. And you're in the left lane. That's not what country are you in? Oh, it's annoying. No wonder I get pulled over all the time. People annoy me on the road. I get genuinely annoyed. So in driving home, I set the cruise control.
Very good.
Because that's what I do. I've been pulled over for speeding every time I'm pulled over. Every time I get pulled over, it's for speeding. It's not for an illegal lane change. It's not for not using my blinkers. It's not for equipment violations. Mm-hmm. It's always for speeding. So if I want to put the odds down of me getting pulled over, I set the old cruise, stay in the right or middle lane, keep her between the lines, drive like a good boy.
You're thinking.
But I've always done that. It's when I'm driving to where I'm going. That's the problem.
Well,
that's when I'm not thinking.
Basically, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
There's something going on.
Wow.
At your destination.
Could be.
Mm-hmm. We're going to mop up next. Opie and Anthony.
Jesus.
My God.
I got to thank Nassau County, one of Nassau County's finest.
Yeah.
Thank you this morning. I was in a bit of a rush. I was a little late for work. So I got pulled over a block from my house.
Wait. That's your excuse for speeding today?
Yeah. And good thing, because here's what happens. I come ripping down this road, and I got to make the light at the expressway. If I don't make that light, I sit there for quite a while. Or I'm supposed to sit there for quite a while. I have been known to maybe skip through that light a couple of times. So I saw the don't walk sign blinking.
Sorry. Yeah.
So the don't walk sign blinking, so I knew I only had a limited time, so I goosed it. And right when I made the turn, boop, I get hit with the lights, and I'm like, oh boy. And officer came out. Of course, I do what I always do. I turn the lights on, make sure, my hands are up on the steering wheel, the window's down, but he comes up and just kind of looks over and started laughing at me. He goes, because I was wondering who was doing 60 and a 30.
God, we do different things when we get pulled over. When I get pulled over, I turn on Hot 97, and I make sure my hands are in both pockets.
Both pockets, and you just mouth off.
And I turn it up.
Through a crack in the window only an inch big. What I get pulled over for?
Hopefully a song with the N-word in it a lot.
Oh, is that it?
Oh, yeah.
Something anti-police?
That's what I do. Rap music really loud, both hands in my pockets.
Apparently, though, he
Wait, a 60 and a 30, though, huh?
Yeah, 60 and a 30.
Nice.
But then he was pretty cool because I told him I was late, and he goes, oh, okay, go as fast as you want.
Did he really say that?
And then he goes, love Boardroom Jimmy.
Big fan of the show.
Yeah, big fan of the show. And he was in the area, though, because the warmer weather. He goes, well, the weather gets warmer. He goes, we've been patrolling around your neighborhood because the weather gets warmer. He goes, and the home invasions start again. So now I got that to worry about.
Oh, boy.
Which is great.
You just got to get the gate.
Well,
it's time for the gate.
No, I actually had my friend Habil, Cowbell Bill. He does alarms. Come over yesterday, and we're going to put a few more items in the house.
Like what? Oh, you already have alarms.
There's here it is, though.
What's wrong with you?
There's alarms that can detect the sound of breaking glass. Here's what they're doing now. Here's what the criminals do. You can have an alarm system where if your window opens, the alarm goes off. The door opens, the alarm goes off. Motion detected, the alarm goes off, whatever. But if they break your window and never move the frame, and there's not a sensor on the window or something like that, because people don't like sensors on the windows. That's like old school. Or the aluminum little strip around the window. Looks like a prison. So if they break your window, they can then come in your window, and especially nowadays, people have very large windows, and load out through the window, never setting off the alarm.
No motion detectors, though?
Maybe the motion detector's bypassed. You don't have them all over your house. There's certain ways of getting around those things.
So why don't you just hire someone to sit there with a gun?
No,
get
that's
a guard.
That's
get a
me.
guard in the front.
Here's what
someone to walk the perimeter.
Now.
You're Italian, after all.
Here's what they have.
For?
Get this. It's a sensor that senses the sound of breaking glass.
Look at you.
How is that?
What if they cut it like they do in a lot of the escape movies?
Well, they got
a suction cut.
Yeah.
And they put a diamond around it, they cut the glass and pull it out. That's
suction cup, man.
That suction cup doesn't work like that.
Sure it does.
Sure it does.
No, it doesn't.
I used to rob banks.
Yeah.
I got
Jimmy did.
Did you?
I time.
And I got these big muttons in the window in the middle. Could never do it without breaking the glass.
Anthony spends half his night laying in bed.
Motion detectors, cameras.
Staring at the ceiling, figuring out other ways to protect his house.
I want it like Scarface's house with the cameras where I can watch those gorillas come over the wall.
What are you afraid the Diaz brothers are going to come in?
The Diaz brothers.
We shouldn't talk about that. Scarface, an older movie. No one cares about it.
Yeah,
true.
By the way, I wonder if John Manelli's going to critique the break we did with Tom Chiasano and Van Halen, because that was just terrific. That got people listening today.
I know what my phone was doing this morning. How's that for a segue?
What happened?
Texting Keith, who I guess is asleep, and Club Soda Kenny to tell him I was going to be a little late.
Right.
I was on 3rd Avenue, right outside the old Midtown Tunnel, with 2 cop cars behind me with the lights blaring.
Perfect.
Lights just flashing, and I'm just like, oh, fuck. God. And then, the gentleman walks up to the window, and I notice his lovely captain's bars. Yeah, Captain pulled me over. Oof, that's a tough nut, man.
Is that bad?
That's bad.
That's a bad one?
That's a bad one, because let me tell you something.
Yeah, but just pull out those fucking PBA cards.
No,
hey, Captain.
No, not with a
captain's
captain.
hat on your mirror.
Not with a captain. You don't start throwing that crap
pull
around.
That
He's
shit
been
out.
around.
Will you hurry up? I just lost one of my gigs yesterday, and I need to get to
you guys would be sitting here while I was in cuffs.
Chop.
Is it hard to give a captain a card?
It's hard to get pulled over by a captain. They don't pull people over.
They get pulled over by Patterson.
They don't. Yeah.
Why is it hard?
They don't pull people over. They've done it for years.
They laugh at that stuff.
They laugh at it. They're not gonna.
I'll call some
captains are not gonna step out of the vehicle for a traffic stop.
So it's kind of bad when he steps out of the vehicle.
Yeah. It ain't good.
That would have been hilarious if you called and said, "Oh boy, they took me in today."
Well, apparently, no, because I did my move. I right out of the tunnel. I knew I was done for. Here's what happens.
Yeah.
At 5 a.m. ish, when I'm driving down the Long Island Expressway, there are a multitude of people in my way.
Right.
I've discussed this time and time again. The left lane, and I'm not even talking for doing 100 miles an hour. I mean doing the goddamn speed limit, maybe a little over. It's just people there in the left lane. They will not get out of your way.
If they're going 75, though, let's be honest, they're slow.
75?
You're talking about...
No, I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest.
They're going 55 in the left lane at 5 in the morning?
60.
60?
Which isn't good.
Right.
75, if the road is clear to get around them, I'll go around them. If there's traffic, I'm not going to try to make any moves. I'll just sit there and go and suck it up and go, I'm doing 75. It's not bad. I don't care. But once I pass the exit for the Queensboro Bridge, which is Van Dam Street, it completely clears up. That's the last free crossing for the East River to get into Manhattan.
Right.
Is the bridge.
Traffic
sucks
goes
there.
Down nothing.
It sucks to take the bridge. That's why I don't do it. I take the tunnel.
Because only rich people continue at that point.
That's right. Only the wealthy can drive past Van Dam Street. Believe me.
All the scum falls off the bridge.
The riffraff has to take the old freebie bridge.
You see that Van Dam exit backing up with
it's backed up like crazy.
Trucks with graffiti on it. And
yes.
Trucks that have foreign languages on them.
1976 Toyota Celicas.
Right, a lot of Toyotas.
Oh, it's just get out of my way. So finally, that's where it clears up. And that's where I hit the goddamn gas.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I usually do about 90 from Van Dam to the toll plaza for the Midtown Tunnel. Now, when I'm coming up that hill, there's a couple of livery cab drivers, some of those Asian buses, those little white buses carrying a little Asian people.
Any Hampton jitneys?
Some jitneys.
Also, they are driving with a bunch of Asian people.
Whoa, look what you're doing.
Oh, that was a fun to do.
That's insane.
How
could
radio.
you do that? Oh, my God. Are we in trouble?
The lawyers are going to talk to us about that.
No. What have we done?
Sorry, you said Asian. I had to do it.
Of course you did.
So how were the little tiny dick fellas?
Oh, boy. Stupid.
Yeah, so I usually hit it there to get around as many of the big trucks and stuff that's going to be doing 10 miles an hour through the tunnel.
Right.
Which drives me bat shit. I can't do it. I can't sit behind them through the tunnel as they're just bamble, bamble, bamble. It drives me nuts. So I try to get through the toll gate as quickly as possible and around all those trucks.
Right.
And I'm one of those that don't stop at the toll gate. I have faith in my placement of my Easy Pass, and I know that gate's going up. So I do the old slow roll. I do the slow roll and let the thing pretty much tap off my windshield. And then the second it opens, it's like Englishtown, New Jersey when the Christmas tree hits green. Whoa! I goose it. I get in the left lane of the tunnel, and I do my launching the fighter from the Galactica kind of view.
Yeah.
And that's how I drive through the tunnel, perhaps a little fast. Well, I didn't know this, but this officer was in a black Lincoln like the ones that the town cars use. No. And he was behind me, I guess, at some point before the plaza, in between Van Dam and the tunnel, I had passed him doing 90 miles an hour.
Nice.
So he followed me through the tolls and into the tunnel. Now, I thought he was a livery cab driver right on my ass. So I'm going from the tunnel to the tunnel mirror, because the tunnel's very narrow. And in an Escalade going very fast, it's hard to hold your lane. Especially if you're checking your mirror.
I think they took that tunnel, and it used to be like one big lane, and they squeezed it down
to two.
Because, I mean, for the people that don't know about this tunnel, I mean, when Ant says it's very narrow, it is unbelievable. You don't have much room on the sides, and they put those weird. They're not even cones. They're like what would you call them? Those plastic pipes.
Yeah, they look like pipes. They're made of plastic, but it looks like an orange pipe in the middle of the lane, so you can't change lanes in the tunnel.
About 3 feet high.
Yeah,
and they're spaced out maybe every foot.
That's why I like when there's 6 months left on my lease. Those things become nothing.
It's like a slalom course.
It's nothing. I just
sorry.
I'm changing lanes. Go screw yourself.
I had to jump in because of how narrow this tunnel is.
Yeah,
it's to go 90. I'm just amazed. By the way, I mean, I'll push 70 and I'll be like, holy shit, I'm going to hit the sides of the wall.
Oh, it's fun until you hit that curve at the end.
Because they also didn't figure out this tunnel that it's not straight.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I don't know what the fuck they were when they were
turning to miss a fish. They had to turn to miss a fish in the river at one point.
Turning to miss
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they did when they were building this
shoes.
It's like driving through a birthing canal. Right.
Yeah.
But you gotta. It starts to turn nice right, and then it turns back left, and then it turns right again.
Picture when Schwarzenegger got dropped down that tunnel in Running Man. That's what it's like driving
Running
through.
Man reference.
That's what it's like driving through there.
Anyway, sorry.
So
the tunnel's very narrow.
So the tunnel's narrow. I'm speeding through. The guy's right on my ass. And then as I look in my mirror at one point, the light glares off his windshield, and I notice he's got those little hidden "you're fucked" lights in his windshield.
Right.
So I start slowing down. Day late and $1 short. I mean, way too late on this one. So he's right on my ass, and I know once I exit the tunnel, I'm done. I exit the tunnel. I turn onto 3rd. And woo! It's him and another patrol car, a cruiser.
They've been chatting, haven't they?
2 of them. Perhaps. He comes out. I see it's a captain. I'm just like, oh, God.
All right, well,
and then I get
a few extra PBAs.
No, because I get a
chop.
What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Is that his opening line?
Oh, yeah, that's the opener. He opened strong. He opened with a strong one.
That's good.
That, to me, is keep your cards. If I even see one, I'm going to get mad. License, registration, and insurance. So I get my license and insurance. And apparently when Keith the cop went 2 years ago to re-register my vehicle, he lost my registration. He'll never fess up to it, but he lost my registration.
Right.
So I've been driving around without my registration card. And I said I had to go then, officer, I don't have my Reggie. how do I know you own the vehicle? What am I supposed to do? Just trust you?
Boy.
He goes, yeah, I can take this the vehicle now.
What?
I'm just like, yes, sir, I understand. He goes, you don't understand. You're driving like a maniac. You come up on that toll plaza, you pass me at 90 miles an hour, you're driving reckless, you're there. And I'm like, yes, sir, I understand, sir. And he's like, you don't understand. It's like, and then I'm just looking at him, he goes, what's the rush? And then I was like, yeah, okay, here we go.
This is where you said, I'm Anthony Cumia.
I said,
enough.
I'm a little late for my job. He goes, what job is that? And I said, I'm a radio host. And he asked the show. I said the Opie and Anthony show. And he said, what happened to your registration? I go, well, one of your compatriots there kind of...
You threw Keith under the bus.
I threw Keith squarely under the bus. I said, lost it. He's my security guy, and he was re-registering the vehicle and seems to have lost my registration. He goes, stay in the vehicle. I'll be right back. So he goes back, and I'm expecting just to have him take the pen to me.
Right.
Pretty bad. Apparently, he just wrote me up for not producing a registration, which all I have to do is produce a registration. It is registered.
Right.
I just don't have the card, so I have to do that, and I'll be fine. So I thanked him, and then you got to do the old, I'm a safe driver as you pull away from the cop and feel stupid. You feel like you're on your driver's test.
Put your blinker on.
Let me put my blinker on. I'm going to use my hand signals. What's for the left?
10
I'm
and
going to
2.
use my hand signals. 10 and 2.
10 and 2.
10 and 2. Let me do 20 miles under the speed limit now as I pull away, looking in my mirrors, making sure no one's coming. And then you got to drive like a schnook through the lights and everything.
But as soon as you were safe and sound and he was long gone, what do you do? The finger like he could still see you?
No, once I made the left on 57th.
Yeah.
It was English Town all over again. But
that's good.
Wow. Yeah. I texted Kenny, told him I was going to be late. Got pulled over. Hell of a day to get pulled over, Arnold. Yeah, so that's how my morning started. Wonderful. Fan-fucking-tastic.
That's perfect, though.
Yeah, it really fit the whole thing. I should have just opened up the newspaper where it says, Opie and Anthony get the axe and go, could you let me off the hook for old time's sake?
Yep.
I was going into a CVS the other day, and an African-American woman was coming out, and this was yesterday. She's wearing an Obama button. Mm-hmm. A huge Obama button.
Yeah.
And she walked through me and hit me with her shoulder. It's one of these automatic opening, Star Trek turbo lift doors. And it opens up. It's glass, so she saw me and just bumped right into me, walked right through me. And I was just like, all right. Okay, this is where we're at now.
You think?
This is where at 100%.
One shoulder bump,
dude. There was no reason for it.
Mm-hmm. She was a bitch. That's all.
A C with a giant Obama 08 button on. He won. He's going to be president. Well, she's still wearing the campaign button and walking through Whitey. Now with this attitude she had. That bugged me more than just a C attitude. It just bothered me. I see it coming. See it coming.
What? Getting
just
bumped into?
This attitude. I'm seeing it. It's happening.
But take pleasure in the fact that there's going to be a huge disappointment out there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
There really is.
Doesn't matter.
You know
the
that
disappointment isn't going to be as big as the uplifting. The disappointment's going to be over a lot of time.
A lot of uplifting.
The big uplifting. Which I'm not against uplifting, but when it comes at my expense with this ugly woman shoulder bumping me, me
of all people,
me,
you
as I'm walking in, huge solid glass door. It's not like you don't see another person coming through the door,
right?
So that really ticked me off.
Well, speaking of that, they did a poll. 72% of Americans believe Obama will fix the economy.
Good luck.
Exactly. Let's go to Laura in Massachusetts listening on BCN. What's up, Laura?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Yesterday, I had the exact same thing happen to me at the mall. There was a uppity N woman walking with her kid, all dressed fancy at the mall, and she walked directly towards me and my two kids. And I had to let go of one of my children's hands and push him away because I realized she wasn't going to go around us. And I'm here holding my two kids' hands.
She was uppity?
And we were, like, playing Red Rover. I had to let go and, like, push him away so she could walk through us. And I was just like, oh, my God, I can't believe that just happened.
This is something that I've noticed. Believe me, I'm very conscious of things like this. You're going to start noticing this more because I think I noticed first because, because I'm such a racist. I notice there is this walking through you thing that black people are starting to do.
I'm gonna
that I've noticed is try to take note of this. They're not moving out of the way. And I'm not saying move aside for a white man. What are you doing? I'm not saying that. But there's this common courtesy thing where you kind of move out of each other's way. There is this now, I'm not moving out of your goddamn way, and I'll bump you.
Absolutely.
I'll
no
make
eye
you,
contact,
I'll make you
nothing.
separate your held hands. I'll make you,
I've had just the, honest to God, I've had just the opposite on the subway and stuff, just the opposite reaction from people where I just feel like people have been just more courteous. Dude, honestly.
Oh, Jimmy.
Miss, first of all, how could you call up and say she's an uppity N-word because she walked? Listen, Sandy Duncan, what else did she spit in your water and stir it before she handed it back to you?
No.
What
Shut
else
up.
did you call somebody that just plows through you as you're walking through?
Of course, I'm a McCain person.
I'm
but
not even
happy
saying that
for
the lady, the black lady who
thank
did it
you.
wasn't a racist. I don't know what the black lady was,
Yeah.
but just her attitude. Come on,
I think
please.
I think in general humans don't like moving out of the way because I've had many bumps with white people where in my neighborhood.
I'm moved out of the way.
I have
guy.
body checked more old ladies that I could count because they refused to get out of my way.
Get out of my way.
Where you're to the point where now you're going to have to step in bushes or around a tree because they won't move over on the sidewalk. So I just lower my shoulder and I go for it.
You like blocking?
Oh yeah, and I've had a few women. Hey, I'm like, well, what was I supposed to do?
How about if
walk in the bushes?
3 large dudes.
Huh?
How about if it's
I've done it with guys too, which is stupid on my part. I absolutely have.
What happened to the old? You know what I noticed? Yeah, it doesn't happen much anymore. The old standoff where you come up to somebody and you do that I don't know which way to go thing.
The after you. No, after you. After you.
You both jog to the right and the left and each other's side, and then you kind of giggle and go around each other. Like, that doesn't happen much anymore because you just walk through each other.
Stupid Gaffigan, Jim Gaffigan had a very funny joke about that. When you're at that moment, he goes, I just lean in and kiss him. That was very funny.
Ryan in Philly.
Hey, guys. Hey,
Flyers beat the Islanders 3-1. I'm paying attention.
Wow.
Greg. Good job, Greg. Good to hear.
Thank you, sir.
Anyways, not a problem. Anyways, over to you, Anthony.
Yes.
You mean to tell me when you saw that beautiful button of hers laying above her right shoulder, that you didn't just look at it like sun glare, like a black hole? I know you just looked at it and just grimaced like it was the worst thing you ever saw. She read it in your face. You're the easiest person to read. Don't lie, Anthony. Do not lie.
Well, that's a very good question.
Let me think.
Did you have some body language going on?
I noticed.
Maybe you weren't purposely with the body language, but most of us are very easy to read when something's going on emotionally.
I did notice the button a split second before the bump.
Before the check.
So I'm not sure if she, saw that, felt that. But I did look at the button, and then after the bump, I went, ugh. I said, ugh, he's elected already.
I don't care, Anthony. You're a scumbag. Jimmy, I love your breath.
Thank you.
Wow.
I don't like your meanness to Anthony, though.
I don't understand. Why? Where's the love?
Where's the love?
I've been getting some nasty comments too on like my MySpace and things like that. Nasty comments from people. You're a racist. You're this, and then they spell out reasons why that don't make any sense. Just shut up. And then I just write back and insult their mothers and call their mothers whores.
Really?
That's all I ever do is try to just attack their moms.
I gave up the fight. The internet wins.
Ya?
The internet wins.
Internet won?
Yeah, I
you
gave
let
up.
the internet just win?
I used to fight those individual battles. The internet. Congratulations, you win. Mike in Jersey, how are you, Mike?
Not bad, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to kind of shed a little light on this. I'm a black American, and any blacks out there with the
with the intent that Obama's going to change the world just because he got elected, they're out of their minds.
Yeah.
First of all, you need to realize that this guy's only going to, like you said, it's going to be business as usual. He's not going to change the world for us. And
I think he's going to give it a hell of a try, though, man.
It's going to be Democratic business as usual, which we haven't seen in a while, so it's going to seem a little different, but it's more just policy. He's not going to come out with these new things. It's going to be the same stuff that Democrats have done for years, the same policies they're going to push, and he's got the backing of Congress, so he's going to get a lot of these things through. So that you're going to see change, but you're not going to see this big change that he's going to it's going to cost me money. I know that. It might cost me some of my guns that I want, which sucks. But, that's just part of having Democrats in there.
The comment about in the paper about the Italians and they slurp spaghetti and things like that, and why can't you do it with any other race? It's I know it's hard for whites to understand right now that, it's if it's a black issue, it's a big deal. If it's Asian or if it's any other race, see, it's hard for you to, and it's hard for me also. It's hard for you to put to step into somebody else's shoes, especially if you're a different race. So blacks for a long time have always been going through a bunch of crap, and so it's a more sensitive issue if you're black than it is if you make a comment about a white.
But no, what we're dealing with,
about Italians, because we've always been making fun of the Italians. Look at The Sopranos, look at all these other shows that we throw comments out at.
So what we're dealing with, though, the problem is it's this phony white policing. It's almost like white people are comfortable with you just making fun of white people because they still feel realistic and intellectually superior.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, let the adults tease the adults, but don't go after the children or the inferior. You don't understand that inconsistent self-policing by whites is really a sign of elitism. And I don't know how people don't get that. That's what's irritating about it.
Jaggy, Jersey, how are you?
Good, thanks. What's up, guys?
All right, what do you got, man?
Well, I'm just wondering why you got to be such a big crybaby because some biatch bumped into you at the supermarket. You've been crying about it for a half an hour now. Ooh. Come on, grow up, man up.
All right, Jaggy, let me explain, please. I wasn't crying about it. I commented about it, and the reason we went on a half hour about it was because a lot of people call up because it's a radio show. See, so we throw a subject out there. No, hold on. It's a radio show. People then call up with their experiences, whether they agree or disagree, and we have a dialogue. And it's an amazing thing that it's called talk radio. You understand now?
I do.
Oh, I
but
got you.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this for a second.
Sure.
If you were in a ShopRite and some large Jewish gentleman bumped into you wearing a yarmulke with his, the little the threads that they wear, I'm not sure what they're called. But would you make a race issue out of it or a culture issue out of it?
If President Bernstein had just been elected and he was wearing a Bernstein 08 button and bumped into me, then I probably would be making an issue of it. I've been bumped into by black people, white people. It doesn't matter. And I usually just write it off as you're being an inconsiderate ass or bitch or bastard, whatever it is. But that, to me, was a different issue. I felt something different with the woman that bumped into me the other day. That's all.
I have way more white people that bump into me than black people.
I never have white people bump into me. We smile at each other in a courteous way.
Yeah.
Nice.
The worst ones are the old broads with their ligaments. I don't know what it's about with those ligaments when they get older, but they're tough to get around.
Yes.
You try to move them out of the way.
Ligaments.
Jared in Boston. Unmovable.
Morning, boys.
Hi, Jared.
Jimmy, can't wait to see you on Saturday at the Wilbur Theater.
Oh, thanks, buddy. There's like 50 tickets available Friday. If you have 50 friends. God
if you
love
see a well-endowed woman that looks like a problem, that's my wife. She's totally in love with you. Anyway, not a big change up here in Boston. They've still got Roxbury, and they're part of Dorchester, and we got everything else. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Boston's the only place that really hasn't changed much, I guess.
Oh.
They like that segregated city of theirs.
They're actually doing a recount. They're hoping there's been an 8 million vote mistake, and they can fix it.
Kate in Pennsylvania. Kate.
Yeah, Anthony.
Yes.
What gives you the right to be better than everybody?
Well, Kate. Let me think about that for a second. What gives me the right to be better than everybody else?
Yeah, is it because you're white?
Okay, well, no. How have I portrayed myself as thinking or acting better?
If somebody bumped into you and you're going to make some big deal out of it, it's because she's wearing an Obama pin.
Yep.
Why? Because he's black?
Yep. No. Now, Kate, let me tell you this. I've been bumped into my whole life. Jimmy, you're an asshole. I've been bumped into my whole life by people, and I never came on the air and said, well, today I got bumped into by a person that seemed to be of Irish descent. I don't talk about it. It was an attitude. It was a thing. It was the big Obama button, elect Obama. Now, he's been elected already. Why still the button?
Because they're proud.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, along with this pride came this entitlement to be able to walk through me. It's not that I'm thinking I'm better. She was thinking that she could walk right through me.
Maybe it was an accident.
That's right, exactly, right, Kate? Because it sounds to me like it sounds like what's good for the goose is not good for the gander.
That's right. I think Kate's making a good point here.
Kate.
Let's listen.
I think you may be a complete idiot.
Yep.
Well, Kate, I may be. You're right. I may be.
And I think that...
Kate, I just want to get a little bearing on what kind of person you are and everything. How old a gal are you?
I'm 26.
Good. All right. And you live in Pennsylvania?
Yes.
When can you be out on Long Island?
Whenever you would like me to.
All right. We'll put you on hold, and I'll get your number. We'll discuss this privately in my bed.
Hold on. Hold on. We have a potential cat fight happening here. Marissa.
Sure.
Hi, Marissa. You're on with Kate.
Hello?
Hi, Marissa.
Who is this dumb fucking girl calling up saying...
that would be Marissa.
Yeah, try not to swear. And,
That's right, Kate.
I'm not dumb.
Right.
I just feel like, a mistake was made. The lady should have apologized.
Sure.
Maybe she shouldn't have given an attitude. But I feel like Anthony is only acting this way because the woman was black.
Yeah,
of course.
Yes, of course. We all know that.
Jimmy!
We try to make believe we don't see
Opie,
that.
it is
What?
not. I've been bumped into by white and black people and never mentioned it. There was a different vibe to this one.
It's our job to make believe we don't
Because
see
this
what's
was
obvious to us, right,
different.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
Because this was different, and I saw it as different, and I'm just telling you, I'm telling people that it was different.
But Kate raised a good point.
No,
Kate,
she
what was your
didn't.
point?
Yeah. What point was that, Jimmy? I'm sure you're going to rip into me now.
No, I'm not actually.
No,
because you were saying that you think that he more noticed because she's black, and like you'd say like he's never come in saying that she was bumped into by like whites.
Sure.
Yeah, he doesn't come in and say,
That's
hey,
what I'm trying to tell you.
I was bumped into you today.
I said many times.
All right, we got another shot at a cat fight. We love the cat fight. Wendy in Louisiana, you're on with Kate and PA.
Hi.
Hi.
I disagree with that because I have people that I work with, and it's like half black and half white, and the posters, and there are pictures everywhere, all over their desks. They have pins on. I'm sorry, if McCain would have won and we had all those kind of pictures, we kicked your ass and all that kind of stuff, that ain't flying.
Right. Yeah, well.
Holla.
Well,
Anthony,
I hear you. Yes.
I love you.
Thank you, Kate.
I just wanted to see if I could get you riled up. I was just,
Oh, Kate,
you see.
Oh, you see.
Jimmy, I love you very much.
Thank you, Kate.
And,
very loving.
Opie, I could take care of leave you.
I know.
Why don't you love Opie, Kate?
No, I
understand.
love all you guys. You guys
Because
are
Opie's given his
wonderful.
heart to another woman.
Yeah.
And Anthony, I pretty much agree with everything you've said.
Thank you, Kate. I knew it.
All right, go after
What's
Nice.
her name? Kate Hitler?
Nice. You don't dare to dream.
Yes.
There goes Kate. All right.
So I didn't mean to sound like I was egging her on.
Dude, I was incapacitated with a fever that, if it wasn't for the aches and pains, would have been like an acid trip. You're just sitting there going like, wow, I am really effed up. This is like, I never was that sick in my entire life.
That's crazy.
Not even as a kid.
Did you go to the doctor?
No.
You got to go to the doctor.
No, I went to Dr. I called Dr. Steve.
Lives 4 or 5 states away.
I gave him all of my symptoms. I told him all of my stats.
Great. You got a WebMD type thing. What's it called on the internet? Where we all look up symptoms and
WebMD. Craigslist. Craigslist. That's where you get the symptoms from.
You had like a live WebMD thing happening.
Yeah. You know what? It's purely viral. The doctor can't do crap about it.
Oh,
he just can't.
But he lives in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be good for a doctor to just take a look-see.
He kept tabs.
Maybe do a little poking with those things, those what are they called? The tongue depressors.
A tongue depressor. So you go, ah. I looked. There was no like pussy tonsil things or anything.
But you're not a doctor. Get the doctor to get a sample and throw it on a slide, and then he. You know,
I know what it is, Sam.
Right.
Did Anthony just say I looked?
Yes.
I looked at. I went in the mirror.
See, that's wonderful if you had a few sniffles, but you preface this by saying you've never been sicker in your life.
No.
And when it comes down to never being sicker in your life, most people would go, "Holy S, am I dying? I got to see a doctor immediately."
No, because I don't get fevers. I've been sick, but I don't get fevers. So this was like, oh my God, I have a fever. I was like frying in bed.
Yeah.
Just laying in a puddle of sweat. It was horrid. And it wouldn't go away. I'd wake up and go like, maybe this is the day it goes away. And I get up to, relieve myself. And I turn my head and hear like a lightsaber. It would make a when I turned my head. Everything was fuzzy, and even if I moved my eyes a little bit, there was pain behind each eyeball.
Were you puking?
No, it wasn't a puke thing, although I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had to, again, because I was drinking a lot of water, relieve myself, and I felt really nauseous. So I'm like, uh-oh, I think I'm going to woof. So, but I was relieving myself. So I go, how do I swing this one? So I get down on my knees, and I'm just peering over the top of the bowl, hitting the target, and I feel myself like getting real woozy. And the next thing I know, I kind of wake up with my head against the wall, and I had just friggin' passed right out.
So what did Dr. Steve say in Tennessee about that and the lightsaber noises?
Well, I think I told him about that one.
Yeah, you should have saw a doctor.
I had a bad fever. It was,
Yeah, but why?
Because I had a viral infection.
But you're not
through my body.
You're not a doctor, though.
I play one on TV.
I play one on the radio.
I'm not a doctor, but you know what these things are. And once the fever breaks and goes away, then you're fine. Not fine. I mean, I'm still coughing.
Yeah.
Now I'm coughing. I might start some sputum.
She had sputum all over the front of her shirt.
Sputum.
There's no such thing as a murder that's not important.
Somebody's been watching their Quincy box set.
She has.
Because that's a new line for Jimcy.
Those punk rockers got to watch their sputum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A puddle of Kumia sweat.
Yeah.
That sounds sexy. A pile.
I woke up and I thought at one point I had accidentally wet the bed because it was that wet. I was like, "There's no way I sweat this much," and I had. It was like from head to toe, all down my side of the bed, just soaked.
Maybe Mr. Alcohol saw the opportunity to leave your body.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That could have been it?
Mr. Alcohol is like, wow, he's passed out cold. We can finally leave this body and go somewhere else.
Bed.
Right. Let's say hi to Lonnie in North Carolina. Lonnie.
Hey, Ant.
Hey, man.
Hey, this is a great test. Did Jill take the day off yesterday and dress up in a cute little nurse's uniform and then take care of you all day?
Well, here's the thing. That sounds like the ideal situation, doesn't it? To have Jill come over, and take care of me.
Yeah.
I found this out. When I have a cold and stuff, I'm fine. Cough, things like that, any of these normal sicknesses. But like I said, I've never been sick like that in my life. I am about a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde miserable son of a bitch. And she saw it. She saw the evil side of me when I'm sick like that. I'm like, just don't F with me. I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be talked to. I just want to lay here in my own goo and watch television and watch movies I've seen 8,000 times. I don't care. And then she came in and she gives me a hug, and the crook of her arm kind of went around my neck, and she squeezed, and my throat was hurting again like it never had in my life.
Right.
And she squeezed, and I was like, what the Jesus Christ? I go, my neck is the only place on me that hurts. Could you not squeeze my neck, please?
You gave Jill the goon hand?
I didn't goon hand anyone. I just explained to her
I was
that
just getting ahead of the story. I'm sorry.
That I've been talking about how I can't swallow. It was like swallowing glass every time I had to swallow. The anticipation of swallowing was almost as bad as the swallow itself because I knew how much it was going to hurt. And she grabbed me like by the neck and squeezed, and I went like, I just went like, what are you crazy? My neck. Don't.
Hey, can we?
And then later on, well, let me just finish up. Later on, we're laying down, and she points out some country star midget on TV. And apparently he's a big name down in Nashville.
You sure you weren't
2 foot somebody?
You sure you weren't hallucinating?
No, I wasn't hallucinating this because I couldn't hallucinate what happened next.
Rednecks don't like midgets, though.
No, they do, apparently.
All right,
they do like this one.
Yeah.
So I go, she goes, oh, that's 2 foot, whatever his name is. And I went, oh, ugh, I hate disgusting little midgets. And she flips her fist over to like hit me in the stomach or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a pinpoint fist bombing of my testicles. She clocked me a direct shot. And I doubled over and went, you're insane. You're insane. You've come here and you're hurting me. You've just come here to hurt me. And then she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I won't even touch you now. I won't touch. I'm like, no, it's not that. I go, don't squeeze my neck or punch me in the testicles.
Maybe the problem was she realized she's a 10 being yelled at by a 6 sweaty shock jock.
Right. Yeah, hanging out in a pool of Kumia sweat. Boy, what a treat.
I never want to be around you when you're sick again.
You didn't break up, did you?
No.
Close?
I said, no. I said to her, I go, don't worry. I go, I don't get, this isn't me. I've never been like this in my life. This is me with malaria. I had malaria. I'm convinced of it. I don't know what it was.
You should get blood work done.
It was no, it's gone. I'm fine. No. Oh, will you? The hard way.
Hey, can we WebMD you today?
No.
Just to find out what it could be.
Oh, okay. Is that the country midget? 2 foot Fred.
2 foot Fred.
2 foot Fred
stinks.
got one fist right in my testicles.
2 foot Fred stinks.
Yeah, you better watch when you say that, my friend.
Let's go to Freddie on Long Island. Freddie!
Hey, how you doing, guys?
All right.
Hey, does he have night sweats? Just night sweats or all day?
It was at night.
At night, you got tuberculosis, buddy.
What? If you
have tuberculosis.
If you sweat it.
Not a false sputum, I'm telling you, you got TB.
Wait. What about the sputum?
You got a lot of sputum.
No, ass. See, you dumb F. You didn't even listen. I said I didn't have sputum. Shut up, tuberculosis. You should have cancer. I hope you only get cancer.
Well, there you go. You got TB there, Ant. Let's say hi to Dennis in Ohio. Good morning to Cleveland, by the way. What's up, Dennis?
Hey, nothing much. Anthony, that's how my cancer started. I started sweating the bed, felt like you urinated the bed. High fever.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
See? Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Do you have any pain anywhere?
Shut up.
Yes, his throat and his testicles.
Yeah, my testicles hurt from a fist.
We're doing live
Being
WebMD.
punched.
I love this.
Wait, are you okay?
Because we've all done it. You go on WebMD with a couple symptoms. Next thing, it leads to some horrific thing. You're like, oh my God, I got this disease. They don't even have a name for it yet.
Everyone is sick and has gone through this one. I've talked to people that have had the same goddamn thing I have.
You got a couple choices. It's either TB or cancer.
Well, I'll take tuberculosis for 200, Alex.
Yeah, let's go to Matt on Long Island. Matt.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Man?
Hey, not much. Anthony, it sounds like the honeymoon with you and Jill is over, man.
No, I was.
Sure sounds it to us, man.
No, I
He's choking you out, punching you in the gut,
choking me out. I said I was a very evil, nasty person during this illness.
Sounds like you were really sick, man, but still, you sound like me and my girlfriend do after being together 4 years. You know, you snap at her, she takes punches in your testicles, bro.
Yeah.
Man,
I forgot about the punch to the testicle. Sure.
thanks a lot, guys.
All right, let's go to Rocco in New Hampshire. Rocco.
Wait, Rocco, hold on. Were you able to have sex at all?
I got to tell you about that too. Yeah,
because that's to see how sick he was. Could you have sex with that sexy girl?
Save that hotness for after the break, okay?
Yes. All I can tell you is what a fever does.
Oh, I know.
Because
we all know.
Well,
it makes it look like taffy.
I'll give you a little biology lesson quickly.
Yeah.
The male testes.
Yeah.
In order to produce sperm.
Yes.
Have to be at 96 degrees.
Correct.
The body is 98.6 degrees.
Correct.
A little too hot. That's why the expansion and contraction regulates the temperature to keep it at a constant temperature to produce sperm. When you have a fever, it's so hot that it's trying its damnedest to reach your feet.
Hence taffy.
So everything is just out there.
Well, it's trying to get as far away from the body as possible to keep the temperature regulated.
To keep your body heat away.
It could produce the thingies.
So it was just, and the medication I was taking and everything.
Oh no!
Just
oh no!
Whittle.
She's never seen that before.
No, of course not.
She's like, "What's this happening?"
It was nothing. There was nothing going on but a feverish, sickly little thing.
Welcome to my world.
Let's go to Rocco in New Hampshire. Rocco.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
How you doing?
All right.
Hey, it sounds like after Jill found evil Anthony, that the exorcism went wrong, and that's kind of what it sounds like to me. But
oh boy, and then he goes, Get
out of here. Let's say hi to Jeff in Chicago, also known as Gotham City.
Good morning.
Hello, Jeff.
Anthony, my alcoholic grandfather had the same signs. They said he had fluorosis. I think you got early signs of that.
What's that?
What's fluorosis?
Fluorosis of the liver.
Oh, cirrhosis of the
cirrhosis.
liver.
I thought it was fluorosis.
Shut up. I hate all of you.
Well, you got your choices: cirrhosis, TB, or cancer. So far.
I don't want any
Let's
of
go
them.
to Steve in California. Steve.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, Steve?
Hey, I know what's wrong with Anthony. It's morning sickness. He's been acting like a little bitch about being sick. It's got to be morning sickness.
All right, Steve from Cali. I'm a little